are. What up, y'all? We are back for another episode, and I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah. What's up, y'all?
What up?
Oh, look, we got a special guest. Listen, first of all, can I just say that jacket is fly?
Mm-hmm.
I'm living for the Louis Vuitton. I'm living for the color. I'm living for the look. Yeah, it's the detail of it all.
It's the detail.
I'm not sure if this is real Louis Vuitton or not, but I got this from my boss. You know, I get a lot of good clothes from her. She just passed them on down. Pass that.
You know, I need a boss like that. You know what I'm saying? I need a boss like that. But speaking of boss, well, shout out to you. You are our guest host today, Joseph. I have been following you on Instagram for a couple of months now. You are hilarious. You have like this dry humor, comedic thing to you that I think is freaking phenomenal, and it's so funny. So you do stand-up comedy, and also you are Amber Rose's assistant. So I think that is super dope, and I want to bring you on.
Thank you for having me. You know, I love your show. Get in here, everybody. Get the fuck in.
Get the fuck in here.
This is the show you can curse. You know, this show doesn't matter.
I'm about to get put out already. Y'all know, I already had a technology problem. Okay, the mic wasn't working, and I'm just like, why is my mic not working? When this shit work every time I get on Zoom, it's no problems. The one time I'm getting on the Armon Wiggins show, this shit want to fuck up. I'm like, come on now, come on.
But you sound amazing.
Oh, good. You know, I unplugged the mic. The mic's not even plugged in anymore. It's like, what did I buy it for?
Yeah, you gotta get that mic is trash.
my voice coach, she was like, get the blue mic, get this blue mic. And then that hell came, and I'm like, first of all, it's ugly. Like, I mean, this big ass mic, this is not cool.
Yeah.
Like, I would never have this.
I like it. That kind of looks like a 1950s mic on the low, like one of those traditional old school mics.
It's giving very leave it off camera. But yeah, no. I'm a comedian, and I'm also a personal assistant to Amber Rose, like he said, like Armon said. I've been working.
How is that? Do you get you get free clothes all the time?
Right.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, because you know she dresses, she wears men's clothes sometimes, so sometimes she just be passing it on down. Like when she done, you know, like when you really just be buying clothes, like you get tired of them. Actually, like if you really just buying clothes all the time, like you don't want to wear some shit you bought last year when you didn't buy like a bunch of new things this year, like, you know, so.
Yeah, and she's a bad bitch, so she's always got to have new shit.
Changing it up.
I love Amber. I'm a big Amber Rose fan, especially when she was doing like the slut walk era.
Yes.
That was amazing. The slut walk era.
I miss her so much. And also, she had this podcast that I loved with Dr. Drew, I believe his name was, or something like that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
she just freaking vanished one day. I was like, Amber.
Yeah, I liked when she had her talk show. Yeah, I like when she had her talk show. It was so free and open, and the slut walk too. I was just like, embracing people for who they are. You know, that's a big message. Yeah,
no,
and I love that about her.
The slut walk was amazing. It was I missed it. We didn't have one the last 2 years because she was pregnant, and then like she was sick the whole time. Basically, the whole pregnancy, she was like throwing up and shit. I don't know how women be doing all of that. It's like, what? You better let that baby. But yeah, she was pregnant and sick, and then the next year it's just like COVID happened. It's like, nigga, we obviously not beating up outside at the park. So, but Slow Walk is amazing. It's still, I feel like it's still impactful to this day. You know, you guys know she wasn't even the first person to have a Slow Walk. So it was like hers was just the most.
I didn't know that.
Like,
I didn't know that. I thought
she was. I thought she started it.
No. I thought she started it too.
She definitely ate the girls up. She definitely ate all the
She ate them up.
You know what I'm saying? But
no crumbs.
But she was inspired by some women in Toronto, I believe, who had a Slow Walk after like there was like a sexual assault on campus, and a cop literally told the girls the next day like, oh, well, maybe, girl, you shouldn't have been wearing that skirt and dressed like a slut. Like, he said that to them. So, like, and they was like...
And she never made it a secret. Like, she let that be known. At least...
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Because I knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that about her, just being so free and so open. And, I mean, it just helps more people move towards our new wave, which is just allowing people to be who they are, you know?
Definitely.
And I love that about that message. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I do have a quick question though, really quick, about that. You know, how is that? I've always wanted to know, like, as a gay guy, you know, how is that working, like, for a female, and like being an assistant, like when you have like your own like kind of life, you know what I mean? Like, how do you balance those things?
Yeah, so
because you're in LA, right?
Yeah, I'm in LA. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a lot going on all the time, you know. So yeah, how do you balance that?
So the way I balanced it is basically, you know, I always knew I was like, I mean, I didn't grow up wanting to be a personal assistant. Like, I didn't grow up and say like, oh my God, I would love to be a personal assistant. Like, I can't wait to find somebody to assist. Like, I never did that. This job kind of fell into my lap. But like, I had been an assistant before. I'm also like one of those resilient people who could just kind of like do this job over here. But also, clearly I'm talented. I'm a comedian. So like, obviously I have more vision for myself than being someone's personal assistant. However, to balance, you have to be selfless. Like, if you're going to be someone's personal assistant, you can't be worried about doing things for yourself. Generally, you just can't. Like, so it's like, I've been working for at this point 5 years. Well, 6 years in March. So it's like, at this point, she know me. She's not about to like hold me back from my dreams and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless she's a nasty ass person, but she's not. So she knows people have dreams and goals and their own things they want to do. So it's like in the beginning, the first year, I was like on her ass. I wasn't like, oh, I have a photo shoot, or I gotta go do this, or like I was like up her ass. Like, are we going to Europe? Yeah. I'm right there. Or you're going to your friend's house. I'm be sitting in the corner till you're done. Like, it's just basically like, you like literally just be around them all the time. You just never stop. And then we lived together, so it was like 24/7. I was just with her.
So is it easier to pick up men that way? Or is it harder to date? Like, to have a love life?
I think it would be easier. For me, it wasn't easier, but I think for the average gay guy who's like outgoing and like puts himself out there, and like for the niggas, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'd be in my head about stuff, and I'd just be like all these straight guys, they hate me, I'm gay, because like you go through shit like that too, like being around a bunch of like rappers and other famous people. It don't even be the famous people. It be their friends that be like trying to act weird and stuff. You be like, nigga, you not even. If anything, I'm closer to being here than you. I'm one separation, babe. It's me and her. Okay. You got like 8 other niggas that he could like change you out with at any moment. Okay. So, but no, so that part was. It's the niggas, like, like I didn't get I got people talk to you because of it, because you have more visibility. So like lots of people did try to holler at me, like, but I wouldn't say it would be easier to get way more niggas. Yes, that answer is yes.
I was always wondering that, because I was even thinking about like, Cardi B and how like she has Tokyo and La Perla, like, and they're always around offsetting all these niggas. So I was always wondering like, how is it being the gay guy around all these straight men that want to be around the bad bitches? Like, do they make you feel away? Do they do they make you feel like the fag?
No, sometimes they can. Sometimes they just be really cool and they just don't give a fuck, because it's like, bro, like, y'all niggas think y'all into fashion and all of this stuff. You cannot sit up here and act funny with the next gay nigga. And especially for me, so it was me and my friend Benji. He was her other assistant. And I don't know if you guys know him, but he's he dressed really feminine. Yes, He gives it up. He gives it up. And he would be dressed like that around the niggas. Like, that's why I fuck with Benji, because he don't give a fuck. He be twerking, dancing, don't care, because it's just like, bro, like, it's normal. It's a normal human being. It's not that serious. Chill. They be getting mad though, because they see that nigga from the back. And then when he turned around real quick with the hair flip,
they got a surprise for you.
They instantly want to fight.
Got a surprise for you.
Some of the guys are cool. Some of them aren't. Some of them you get around their team, and their team really be acting like they never seen a gay person before, and you just be like, I know it's a gay nigga. I know you got a gay cousin, bro. Like, I know you're gay. Right. Like, it's just. I don't know, but you just gotta do your job and get shit done. You gotta keep your head up high.
Business first.
Well, do you guys want to dive into some things right now? Well, wait. We didn't even get into like how you guys' weekend went. I almost forgot. Like, how's my boys? How's everybody doing since the last week? Like, since we talked, this is like my most exciting time of the week to get with you guys and chat it up. So how's everything been going?
Everything's been good.
It was cool.
Pretty chill. I actually just came from the beach, so that was cool.
Okay.
Did you seem like you high?
You are giving like real beachy chill vibes.
It's definitely giving you Miami vibes.
Right.
Okay.
It's giving you Miami.
It was cool for me too.
Okay, bitch, I see you with the brick in the back like that. Okay.
Yeah. Let me set up. Yeah, I started back school this week, so
how's that going?
Okay.
Are you guys going to? Are you like going to class, or is it online?
No, I'm doing it from home. No.
Oh wow, so you got a lot of work.
A little something like that. Yeah. But I'm gonna get through it though. It's the last semester, so I'm about to run through this shit. So
don't get senioritis, you know, because that is a real thing.
Already, at this point, I'm going even harder. I'm going even harder right now. So.
You know, these days they have apps and shit for school, right? Can't you I wish they had that when I was back in school. Like I'll do your paper for $50 on Fiverr. You know what I mean? Like
not even that.
See, but I was the one that used to do people's papers for money.
I believe it.
So I used to get paid.
How much was you getting paid?
And I was a tutor on top of that.
Okay.
So I used to get paid.
I think I paid before. I paid $60 a page.
Getting that tuition.
How much would you charge to do a senior project? I mean, I don't know.
Like $100. I mean, if you really want it, there it is. You know what I'm saying? And where I was going to school at, I was around a lot of sorority sisters, fraternity brothers, so they had a lot of money anyway. Yeah. So that was the best way for me to get my money. So. I went to Hampton University for graduate school, and then and then I went to UTSA for undergrad, but I went to Hampton because I wanted the Black experience. Like I wanted to be around my people, you know. So that was a wonderful experience. Shout out Hampton. State, but I don't know about that. That Hampton experience is something else.
I hear you.
Well, I didn't.
But as far
I was pretty. I tried. The shit just wasn't working, and then the YouTube shit took off, and I was like, man, I mean, at
that point, you don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of times, though, people don't even follow what they start off with, because if you think about it, like we're told and constructed to start figuring out what we want to do at 18, but by the time we're 28, 29, 30. It's different. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even think that structure is working anymore.
Yeah, for me,
it's just a good foundation.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good fallback plan for sure.
Well, that's what they tell us.
Now, for me, when I was in college, I went to college for a year and a half to Prairie View, and I was in business management. It's like, nigga, you do not care about this finite math class that you're in right now, that you're cheating on. When I think about college, I think about niggas and fun stuff. I can't remember a class that I had that I was learning.
That's why I went.
Because I always knew I wanted to do something else, and I ended up going to film school. It was a waste of time, and I still owe money for that. I still owe government money for that, and I don't.
My thing is the payments. And then some people just keep going to school to prolong the payments. Let me just find the next degree.
Right.
It gets to a certain point where it gets to a point where you're never going to pay them off anyway. So it's might as well.
It's a lot, yeah.
Biden just needs to cancel that shit. They keep saying, I keep playing. I keep getting
ultimate forgiveness.
Ultimate.
Just clear it all. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do no 50%. Don't do 10%.
No,
get that all of it.
Just clear it. He's gonna get in and get out.
Right.
He's gonna get in, keep status quo, get out for life. That's what Biden's gonna do.
Okay, well, I think with the schooling topic, I think that's a great segue because, Sean, that you were talking about, being conditioned since you were 18 to kind of, this is what we're supposed to do. I think a lot of that falls onto our parents. Right. And so I think it's a good segue into, Jalon, what you wanted to talk about today, which was?
Parental acceptance. Every gay person or person in the community has a different experience with their parents growing up or whenever they did decide to come out. And everybody's is different. So, I mean, I think it's beauty behind it, but everybody doesn't have that opportunity to have a good relationship with their parents after the fact. So I just want to know how everybody's experience was, telling their parents, their lifestyle and how they are.
Well, since I'm the guest, I'll go first. Okay, guys. All right. So, So my mom, when your parents, my mom was a mom that was there. She was always there for me or whatever. She was always there. She had her own struggles of being a human being and things that happened to her in her childhood and things like that. But I can always remember her feeding me, being there after school or whatever during the day. She was there every day of my life. So she knew I was a little gay boy. I told her I was gay when I was 4 years old. The first time I told her I was gay. But at that point, I didn't know what gay was. I had some of my family members, they would tell me I was gay because I was I guess I was a little feminine little boy. And they would tell me you're gay. So I went home one day and I told my mom I'm gay. But I remember having gay feelings, like sexual feelings towards men when I was 4 too. Because I remember like this one day I was laying in bed with my dad, not my dad, and it was the TV. It was like we were watching TV, and there was this guy with his shirt off on TV, and I remember getting a boner at 4, and I was like, oh shit, like, okay. Wow, like I just knew I was a little gay boy at that point. It was like over. But then from then on, you know, like society is fucks with you, tells you like, oh, gay is wrong, this and that. So I kind of became like asexual. I think is when you just don't look at anybody like sexually. Yeah. I was just like focused on being a class clown, being fly, and like just making people laugh, but like not dating people and shit like that. And so when I was 21, my mom came in my room because I was in film school, and she came in my room. I was on a computer, and she sat down behind me, and she was like, Joseph, how come you don't have a girlfriend? And I was just like, cause I like niggas. And she was like, okay. And I was like, how do you feel about that? And she just told me that she was worried about me being a lonely person because she just knew that like the gay lifestyle can be lonely because it's just like everyone is against it. Then it's just like, that the fact that everyone's against it then impacts gay people to act certain ways that they probably wouldn't act if people were more open to like different lifestyles and shit like that. So she was just more so worried about that, like me being like alone, me being like attacked by people, me being like. But one thing she keep on doing is asking me if I'm a transition. She didn't ask me that 3 times since I came out, and I'm like, babe.
My mom asked me that too.
I'm not. The first time I came out, she was like, "Are you? So do you want to like dress in women's?"
That seems to be like the follow-up question because my mom did the same thing. Like, do you want to? I'm like, no. Why can't I just be gay? Why do we have to like, you know? Right.
It's like,
you know, we don't all have to do
that. But then the third time she asked me within a 10-year span, she asked me like this year. And I was like, Mom, you didn't ask me this like 3 times. When I decide to be trans, I'm gonna come to you first. She was like, well, you know, people could change their minds. And I was like, you're right about that. People can change their minds. Okay. I take that.
I think that's the biggest fear for the parents. It's almost like, first of all, I don't want you to be gay, but then if you're gonna be gay, be the man. Don't be the bottom.
Don't be the bottom.
Don't be the transgender, and don't be the drag queen.
Mm-hmm. It's like putting you in a tier. Like once you hit gay, okay, you're falling below the line. Okay, here we go. Now, are you transgender? Okay, here we go. You do this, you do that, until finally.
Well, my dad
tore my dad up.
My dad was over it. You want to go or you want to go? Go ahead.
Dad.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, when I came out, I was 16. I was dating somebody at the time. I got kicked out of the house for a few. My dad exposed me to like my whole family, so like pretty much called all of them like on speakerphone, like right in front of my face. And yeah, so I mean, they came around.
So wait, what did you say? Like you was like, what? I'm gay? Like I got a boyfriend? Like what?
Nah, so I mean, I was dating somebody at the time, and pretty much I was kind of feeling it. So I wasn't where I was supposed to be. So they called me, asked where I was, because they were supposed to be picking me up from somewhere that I was supposed to be, but I lied and forgot to tell them that I wasn't there. Long story short, I thought me telling them that I was with a significant other, like, because I was doing a lot of wild shit at the time. So I thought me telling them that I was doing something innocent, you know, like chilling just with a dude, you know, that I really wouldn't get in. That was my logic. I told him I was with my nigga. I told my dad, I was like, I'm with my nigga. And he was like, all right, I got niggas too. Like, where you at? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where you at? I'm like, nah, Dad, like my
not nigga, that kind of nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he was just like, you know, get home. So he just hung up the phone. And it was like the longest car ride home. I got home. They like bashed me like for a good 20, 30 minutes. I came out dead ass. Like they called my mom. They made me call my mom and they didn't tell her. And I told her on the phone and she was like, so she told me to go in the room. Yeah, she told me to go in the room and she ended up coming out to me too. So it was pretty dope. Like that was, it was pretty dope.
You had like the ultimate support. Too.
Yeah, and my mom came out to me too. Yeah.
Oh wow! They worked together.
Yeah, they worked together. I live with my stepdad. I didn't know how she was gonna take it, but she said she always knew. I mean, she's seen shit growing up. She's seen my computer and shit. She's seen like porn. You know, she's seen it. Yeah, she said she know I'm the only one watching it. So, like, but yeah, like as far as my dad and stuff, he came around maybe about 2 or 3 years later, it took a while. Honestly, we had a bad relationship, argued constantly. We couldn't be in the same house for longer than 24 hours without arguing. He would throw me being gay in my face. You know what I'm saying? Just shit like that.
It's crazy.
All because he really doesn't know how to like handle his hurt, you know. So he kind of just takes it out in other places. But you know, we kind of passed it for the most part. At this point, we just have an agreement for me not to bring anything around him.
Oh, still, even to this day.
Oh yeah.
To this day.
My dad said the same thing. He was like, "Don't ever bring a boyfriend to meet me." Like basically.
Even now?
My dad's dead now, so he gagged. But
oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I play too much. I'll be like joking about. But
yeah, you can't do that.
But it's okay. It's okay. No, my dad, please. If that nigga watching me, I love my dad though. He already know what it is. But yeah, he definitely told me that before he died. He was like, "Don't bring no niggas over here." And I was like, but my dad was like bipolar and lots of things and like hood and just like a drug dealer. So this is like his mind was fucked up. My dad used to be telling me shit like when he was in jail, the FBI sent a gay man. He was getting out the shower and a gay man that looked just like me was like standing there like, "Hey," like to I'm like, Dad, the FBI is not trying to teach you about your gay son. And you're like, what? They do not give a fuck about me. But low key, like you never know. The FBI.
So anybody else want to go? Who want to go?
So with my experience as far as being gay, like I had both experiences. So with my mom, I just brought the person that I was dating around. I mean, to be honest with you, like I was in college around the time that I came out. So I would say like 2021. And I was a part of a fraternity at the time. And I was in San Antonio. So I would go from like
21.
I was 20. No, I said I was about 21 years old. Yeah. So I would be in school and I would be with my fraternity brothers doing all that stuff, you know, around the girls or whatever. But then on the weekends, I would go see my boyfriend. So that was what I used to do. And it brought me a lot of issues just because I felt like I was kind of like fragmented, like split into two different people. And then my boyfriend at the time was putting pressure on me because it had been a few months when we were together to just be like, "Hey, are you going to come out? Are you going to tell people?" And so I remember I posted something on Facebook. And then that was when my mom called me, my cousin called me. They were like, "Are you sure this is what you want to do?" And blah, 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 blah. And I was like, "Yeah, like this is what I want to do." Like if I didn't want to do it, then I would not have posted it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I posted it. And when it came to my dad, I just brought the person that I was dating around. Like, either you're going to like it or not. People knew, I have pictures up, like everybody knew my lifestyle. I just kind of rolled with it. In my mindset, it's like, do heterosexual people, do they announce that they're going to be straight? You know what I'm saying? I don't think we need to do this whole ceremony. And that's just how I've always been.
I'm the same exact way, actually. Straight people don't have to come out and say they straight. Why should I have to come out and say I'm gay?
You know? Right, like there doesn't have to be an announcement.
Yeah.
Right. So much pressure on the announcement. So much pressure.
Yeah. Like, what you want to know for?
So basically, you guys can hear me?
Get a little closer.
I mean, you're definitely
you're giving us Janet right now.
Yeah.
So basically, let me tell y'all. So I knew I was gay at the age of 12 years old, and the reason I knew that is because I had ejaculated to pornography, and I ejaculated, and it was amazing. Oh gosh, yes. So I've known at 12. But my mom, I feel like, always had hints since I was younger. Because when I look back, I see I was always trying to grab her hair. I was always trying to play with Barbies. I always wanted Barbies. I would cry if I couldn't get Barbies. When I couldn't get Barbies, I adopted the Pink Power Ranger. You know, I would walk in her heels. When I got older, I'd watch Top Model with her. Like, and not saying these things make you gay, but she could tell I was different. So, you know, I had different interests. I wasn't into the sports she put me in, like hockey, and she forced me into sports, and I just rejected every single one of them. Instead of putting me in something that maybe would fit me more, like dancing, I don't know. You know, she just didn't want to. She knew I was feminine, but she didn't want to put me in anything feminine and embrace that side. She wanted to put me in masculine things. Anyways, so you know, I get to 14. She sees porn history. My dad sees porn history. What happened with my dad was, because my dad has a house, my mom has a house. So what happened with my dad was basically, he's seen my porn history. He just asked me, Miles, are you gay? Like, what's going on here? And you know, he's cool. He's white. He's chill.
What's going on here?
Whatever. Yeah, I'm like, no, Daddy, that's not me. I was just curious. You know, like, okay, well, I love you. You know, like, okay, cool.
Right.
But my mom now, she's Jamaican, baby. Like, she don't play with that. Like, she's known I was gay for so long, and I've come out to her like 3 different times. Once I came out because I posted on Facebook. That's why I was laughing, because I posted on Facebook as well, and I put I was bisexual. When I tell you, this girl wakes me up out of my bunk bed with my other little brothers. You know, I just like the bunk bed, so I slept in it. We had another room for me, but I did like that room. So she wakes me up out of my bunk bed. I get down there. I'm like, what? I already knew what was going on. What's this? Pointing to her computer. I'm like, well, it says I'm bisexual. She's like, so you're bisexual now? You're gay? You're bisexual? I'm like, yeah. She said, slapped me right in the face. I was shook. That day, we went to church.
That's conversion therapy right there.
Okay. It was on Easter Sunday.
Quick.
It was on Easter Sunday. So we go straight to church. She's like, you want to tell your stuff? I'm like, no. Anyways, basically, you know, I'm a freaking amateur porn person, you know. I get nude on the internet. So she kind of either had to get with it. I'm a rebellious person. Like, I really don't care what you think. Like, honestly.
Right, because you have been doing the modeling for how long?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that since I was like 19 years old or 18, 19. I started when they were still paying for my college. You know, so I didn't really care. I already had an escape plan, and that was my cam modeling thing, and that's what I did. And one day I went home on Christmas Eve, and it was Christmas time, and I told my parents, I said, they were expecting me to go to college the next day because Christmas was over. I was like, I'm not going back to school. Yeah, I'm going cross country with my best friend. Yeah, I'm out. Like, I'm done. Like, and I don't want to waste your guys' money because I don't want to do this, and I'm not going to do this. And that was it. And I freaking got the hell out of town and went all the way to California. And when I went to California, I know she had to sit with this. And we've had lots of trials and tribulations leading up to this moment. But I knew she had to sit with this. And it's like, you either going to accept it or not accept it. And I really don't care. Because I don't need your support. I'm living my life. You lived your life. So I'm your child. I didn't have a child. I'm your child. So it's up to you if you care or not. I really could care less. I got to live my life. So she ended up caring. You know, I was out there in California living my life homeless, living the dream, like homeless in and out of hotels, like waiting for my cam modeling thing to send me things, you know, because they're not sending things on the weekends because, you know, business days. So, you know, sometimes I'm in the car with my bestie, you know, then we're in the hotel. Anyways, so she came around to it. Now we're the best of friends. We talk about everything. She's amazing and I love her, and my dad, great. I have the best relationship with my family. The best relationship, and she's a Jamaican woman, and she's evolved to the point of understanding, and we can have conversations and cry about it and talk about it and be open about it. And I created this relationship with my mom, and it was not easy. Anyone can do it, I'm telling you. Well, maybe not. Maybe my mom just was receptive to it, but she wasn't at first, I'm telling you.
Well, I think it has a lot to do. It has a lot to do with standing in your truth. I mean, from what you're describing, you stood in your truth from the beginning to the end. You know, some people fold in those aspects. So yeah, I can be truthful behind closed doors, but when it comes to being in front of somebody that may not like what you're doing, they start to change it up a little bit. Right. And a lot of times when you're confident in yourself and what it is that you have to offer, people either get with it or move around. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I admire that in you, because a lot of people now in 2021, you know, they don't have to go through kind of like what we went through. You know, because it's more accepted to be gay now than it is in the past. You know, people used to make fun of stuff like that. So for you to step out like that, you know, I commend you for that.
I was not playing with her. I was like,
does she know that you do the cam modeling now?
Oh yeah, she knows full and well, and I talked to her about it. I'm like, Mommy, I gotta go home. I gotta get on cam. Like, okay, love you.
Oh bye. Wow.
Like, she's work. Like, what are you gonna say to me?
Yeah, well, you're grown now at this point.
And at this point, she's just with my dad. My dad still sometimes jokes. He's like, "Are you gonna get a job?" Like, okay, Daddy.
Are you gonna get a job? Your dad's funny.
I never had a regular job before. I feel so blessed and lucky, and I want to keep it that way for as long as possible. Like, not everybody wants to do sex work. I'm lucky enough to. I want to do it. I've wanted to do this since I was 15, 14 years old in high school when I heard Trina. I was like, wait.
Yes.
Oh.
Was it Nat Nigga? Was that it? Was that the song?
It was
because that's my song. You know what I'm saying? When she took that, that was it for me.
Whole first album. She just put me up on game, and I don't do things that she does in that album, but she just showed me that
not 5 or 6 best friends. That ain't you.
What she showed me is you can use your body as a resource, and I just like
of course,
that.
Yeah.
And to me, that's freeing versus being in a system.
That's a fact.
See, that 9 to 5 experience, like I'll even say for myself, like I love being a mental health therapist, but it's that waking up at a certain time, getting off at a certain time every single day, everything's the same. Like that shit will drive you insane.
Yeah,
I can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Beach, now I'm
it's
here
not.
hanging out with y'all. I love it.
Yeah.
Right. It can become mundane.
Yeah, I'm trying my hardest not to do that.
All right. So let me go and Chow, it was rough. I'm not gonna go into the whole story because I did that on this channel before, but I'll give you like the quick cliff notes. Baby, look, my dad found out I was gay because I think he knew, because I would always, instead of like watching cartoons and shit, when I would get out of school, I would go and watch like Jenny Jones and Ricky Lake and Timbus Bledsoe, like shit
Ricky
like
Lake
that.
had it going on though.
You know
I'm
what
telling
I mean?
you, Ricky used to.
He said
this is what you said you did, right?
Right.
She was it.
And I would always watch it for the gay guy or the gay characters or then the real world. You know what I mean? And I would watch for the gay character, and then like he would see me watching like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Wherever they showed a gay person, I would watch. You know what I mean? And my dad would be like, "What are you watching? Like, turn that shit off." But and people would always say like, "You're gay, you're feminine, you're feminine, you're feminine." Like in school, and I used to sing too. They used to tell me that I sing like a girl and I sound like a girl. So I used to think I was, gay. Like maybe I am gay because everybody keeps saying that I'm gay, but I would deny it. So I would deny it until in 10th grade, I was 16. I had begged my dad for a video camera, and he was like, "All right, I'm gonna get you a video camera." I was like, "Yeah, Dad, this is before vlogging was vlogging, bitch. I wanted a video camera," and I was like, I just want to, record me talking in front of it because I just always had an extra ass personality. It just was what it was. So I got a video camera, and then the lesbian chick moved down the street from my house, and she lived on the same corner as me. And her cousin, his name was Nick. Hi, Nick. If you end up seeing this one day, he would like flirt with me, and I liked him. Nick looked like a little Mickey Mouse, like a mouse. But it was the fact that I didn't know if I was gay, but I felt like I could have been gay, and like he would entertain me. You know how those awkward straight boys are, and so he would do that. But it never really went anywhere. But I would always be down the street playing with her. And then I had another friend that lived across the street. She was like a big weed smoker. Anyway, she always knew. She was like, "You're gay. You're going to end up coming out to your parents." And I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not gay." She was like, "Before senior year, they're going to find out you're gay and you're going to find out you're gay." And sure enough, that year, it was Pride. And the girl down the street, her name is Shalise, she was like, "Let's go to Pride in San Francisco." I'm like, "Pride in San Francisco? Okay." You know what I mean? By that time, I think I had snuck and got a tongue ring and all kind of shit.
Oh, see, he was already out there.
No, but
he was already out there.
I was trying it. I always wanted piercings and stuff. I was just like, well, let me get a tongue ring. But my dad said, I asked him, I said, "Can I get a tongue ring?" He's like, "No, that's for people that suck dick, So I couldn't get a tongue ring.
Yeah,
but I snuck and I got one from this girl in the park. Anyway, so I have my little tongue ring and stuff like that, and I'm going to Pride in San Francisco with my video camera that my dad had bought me. And so as I'm walking around, I don't see anybody. I swear to God, there was nobody there, bro. Like there was nobody there. Like to this day, nigga, there was nobody there was like this Burger King. It was nobody there. Like, and we had walked, and I stood there for like 30 minutes, and I was like walking in a circle, like there was nobody there. And then out of nowhere, this man appeared. Ding, he just appeared. I'm like, bitch. And he was like, at the time, he was like 6'6", light skin. They called him Slim. He had these braids to the back, little cornrows. You know what I mean? He had the little. I don't know if you guys remember, but they were like the shades, but they're like little squares. Like they were like, I don't know. That was the cool shades back in the early 2000s. Like they were like the sunglasses that you wear with a do rag and shit. I don't remember. But anyway, he had on those kind of sunglasses. And he looking at me and I'm looking at him, and you know what I'm saying? And so And so he like, come over here, like that. Do we one of those? And me, I'm feeling when I first came out, I'm feeling like, well, I'm supposed to be a bottom because clearly he's 6'6", you know what I mean? And the whole thing is when you first come out, you want the niggas. So I'm like, okay, well, yeah, he telling me to come over there. So bitch, what's up? I got this all on camera. I have this on camera. I think I told y'all this before. So I have this on camera. So mind you, I get that my friends are like, tell him that you are 17 and a half. Mind you, I'm 16. And so he like, how old are you? How old are you? I'm like, I'm 17. And he's like, I'm like, I'm about to be 18. My birthday on June 3rd. I'm about to be. I just turned 17. Right. 18 in a year. He's 21. So long story short, child. He like, well, I'm trying to find my friends, and I'm like, okay. He like, you want to help me find them? And I'm like, well, yeah. So somehow I end up spending the whole Pride with this man, vlogging it. This man tells me, well, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. Can you help me go pee? I had no idea. He takes me in the porta potty. I'm like, why do you need me to help you go pee? I'm like, I will help you to go pee. So he pulls it out, mind you, dick to the floor, bitch. And I'm just like, oh my God, he like, hold it for me. I'm like, hold it. I'm like, I can't hold it.
It was coerced.
You heard what he said.
So mind you,
slowly introducing you.
Yes.
That's what you do. That's what you do to children. Okay, he was being a pedophile.
Yes, he was.
Okay. Yes, you want to take it there.
I did not know this. So here's the thing. So he's like, hold it. I'm like, well, no, I mean, it's pee coming out. I'm not going to hold that. Like, that wasn't my thing then. You know what I mean? So I was like, I can't do that. There's pee coming out of that. So he's like, okay, whatever. So he pees or whatever. I look at it, whatever. And I didn't suck it. You know what I mean? He probably thought I was going to suck it, but I didn't suck it. So anyway, he's like, okay, well, let's go out. But I'm recording all of this. So he's like, so we go out and what's that song? Move your body, girl.
Let's go. It's Nina Sky. Come on. Yeah.
Sky came on, bitch. And then that was the time that all that shit was hot, right? So bitch, he like, let's dance. He like, dance with me. Bitch, I must have jumped on that man. I was climbing him. Like, it was a whole mood. Like, he just took me and whisked me away for the whole Pride. Bitch, and I'm filming all of this. All of this.
Whirlwind romance.
I'm tonguing him in the mouth. He's sucking on my nipples. I mean, all of this is happening, right? And then I have to go to school Monday. So what do? I bring it to school, bitch. Look, I got me a nigga. I'm throwing all the fish to school, like, bitch, y'all niggas ain't got nigga. Like, because I'm trying to prove that gay people is nigga. Like, I got me a nigga. I'm playing the voicemails because he leave me a voice. Hey, yo, what's up? This Slim called me back. So I'm playing. Listen, bitch, don't he sound like a nigga? You know what I mean? Doing all of that, right? I'm doing all of that. So mind you, at Pride, if you've ever been to a Pride, especially San Francisco, you know that you can see anything from dick, balls, naked old men. So that was my first time going. So I would show them pictures. I mean, I was filming some of the naked old men and things like that. So when I went to school the next day, I started showing, my classmates and shit. And one of the straight boys, he came over and seen exactly what was on the tape, and he was like, are those gay people? Those are naked people? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, oh my God, this is some gay shit. And he was like, he started a food fight. He was like, food fight, and threw a Sprite bottle across the cafeteria. It caused this big old commotion, right? I'm gonna make it short. Caused this big old commotion. Long story short, the principal comes and gets me, sees that I have a pornography on my video camera, and expel me from school. So what that means is my dad has to come down to the school district and see why they've expelled me. So my dad gets to, now he goes to the school district and they're playing the video for my dad. And so my dad gets to see me tonguing down a boy, touching a man's dick, you know what I mean, sucking the nipple, all of that in front of the school district.
I'm gonna just end it all right there.
So
I gotta go.
You came out with a bang.
So my dad, I never see my dad, like, it destroyed me because my dad, I never seen him cry before. Even when my grandmother died, he didn't cry like this. He went into the closet and got in literally the crybaby position and boo-hoo. And he still has that camera to this day. And then, it was rough for him because then it was like, you a faggot, you want to get fucked. And he tried to call the boy like, how old is this motherfucking faggot? You this grown ass fucking faggot talking, you a fucking kid. So then he's like, call the boy. I'm like, don't call my nigga. And he's like, I had Metro PCS at the time. They took my phone, everything. You know, I wanted to go live with my mom. She was no better. And I told her that I was gay, you know, doing the things. And then she told me, listen, she would pray against every relationship that I worked on, that I was going to have with a man that it would work. And my mom would literally be in there tearing. Thank you, Jesus. Jesus, I bind every this and this. She walk around with the oil and these spirits and these demons and this pedophilia and this homosexual demon and like it was that every day until, you know, they ended up shipping me off to Florida and then some other shit happened. But long story short, it was not a great thing. Me and my dad fell out for a long time. I was every other fag, bottom, get fucked, gay ass, you know, pussy. It was nasty. And then my mom was no better because she would tell me that she was always going to pray against it. And then another thing, I felt like, you know, they would never talk to me about relationships. And maybe this is something we should talk about too on another episode. But, you know, I never felt like as a gay man how to be in a relationship because my parents were so much, don't bring it up, don't mention it. So they don't tell you how to love, how you should be treated in a relationship or how you should, you know, feel when somebody shows you love. But for my sisters, they would tell her, don't let a man do you like this. Or for my straight brother, don't do a woman like this. This is how you should be treated. This is how you should do. But for us, for me, it was very much so, I'm just going to ignore the fact that you even date because it's not with a woman. So I had to learn about relationships literally from the street.
See, that's my thing. Like I feel like in terms of gay relationships, I do feel like parents don't really take those relationships as seriously, so they don't invest as much time into it and teaching you how you should be treated. Kind of like what you were saying. They're kind of like, okay, well, whenever this ends, it'll end. This is just a phase, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So my dad's literally told me like, I've like legit told my dad like situations that I've been through within like my relationships and shit like that, and he's legit just sat there and just looked at me.
Right,
said,
like there's
I don't
just
know
no
what to
words.
say. Like he just said he legit said like I can't relate. Like he's like, if you need to come home, come home. You know what I'm saying? But I can't relate. Like he's like, I got you though. Like I'm here for you, but I'm just like, okay, you know. But
I feel like it has a lot to do with reputation too. Like I feel like parents sometimes assume that because your child is gay, like there's a certain stigma, a certain reputation that they get. You know what I'm saying? For having a kid that's gay, like what did you do wrong?
Yeah,
you know that kind of thing. Like what did
he was like, what did I do wrong? Did I hug you too much? Did I kiss you too much? Did I make you this way?
Right. They be worried more about themselves because it's just hard to look outside of yourself sometimes and like think about other people and their issues, especially when you have a gay child. It's like you would think you would just be there for your kid, like, bitch, I got a scratch at the park. Can you like help me? But parents just be hard to wrap your mind around because of the world and just how everyone looks at the gay, the trans, all of that stuff. It's like it's so weird to everybody. So it's like when a parent, they just be like, either they just be, especially a parent who's like insecure themselves, it's like that's not gonna help them. They're not gonna be like your protector at that point for that because bitch, they scared. So like,
or especially when they're trying to compete with their friends. Because I think my dad's thing was like all his friends' sons were playing basketball and football, and here I was wanting to do singing and dancing and be a performing arts academy. You know, go to performing arts academy. He's like, you're gay. Like you don't have a girl to go to the prom with, and you know, like so. My dad felt like his legacy, even to this day. My stepmom said some shit like the other day that threw me for a loop because she's like, you know, like I guess we're not getting no grandkids. It's like, girl, don't put that shit on me right now.
Well,
like
they'll assume that we're gonna adopt. So like, okay, so are you gonna adopt? Like, okay, I still have the same options as everybody else. I gotta work around it a different way. Like, let's not just assume that we're gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff. It kind of just is irritating.
They do treat my dad. He treated my brother. I mean, my dad loved me and shit like that. Like he still looked out for me, you know, gave me money and shit. But they do be having favoritism sometimes because my brother, he got treated he got way more information, way more access to stuff, way more like anything. I just had to figure shit out on my own, like me and my cousin, because she was the only person like in my family who really just fucked with me on my dad's side. Like I just feel like everyone treats the gay one like weird until they grown and successful, and then it's like
then they start coming back. They start coming back. All of a sudden, you're important.
You're the one that saves the day. You're the one that saves the family.
Right.
Fucking right.
I appreciate it.
I'm the
I
iconic one.
Appreciate it looking back on it. Because it made you stronger.
No, it does, exactly.
Like,
that's
it made you. I appreciate that shit. And that's true, but that's mad true. That's true.
Yeah. Like that's why gay men, a lot of gay men, there's obviously there's some gay men out there who need to get their shit together, but a lot of gay men be very successful now out of their family at least. They be the ones who wasn't getting bitches pregnant by accident, you know what I'm saying? Because they just not fucking bitches. So I was like, my brother got 6 kids. Like you got 6 kids. What are you doing?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like as far as us growing up with everything, especially in the time that we all kind of grew up in, like it teaches you to have tough skin. It teaches you to not allow what people say to affect you as much, because being a gay man around that era of time was special, like working with kids now and seeing teenagers that are going through those kinds of issues. Yes, it's still hard, but at the same time, there's a lot more people out there and open and willing to support you. But back in that time, like the early 2000s and stuff like that, like, no. You know what I'm saying? There was a big stigma having to do with that. People were calling you names. Like I remember when I was in middle school, people were putting like me against this other dude that they thought was gay and like writing my name on the bathroom stall. So for me to be in the 6th grade and to see that and going to a new school, like that was traumatizing. But that kind of stuff, they try to safeguard it now. But it teaches you to have thick skin. You know what I'm saying? And to still stand in your own and be your own person, regardless of what people think. So.
Well,
yeah.
Actually, still to this day, my mom, though we're like great friends, I call us, and I respect her as a human. She respects me as a human. I let her know, I understand you're my mother, but you're not about to walk all over me because of that, and I'm not about to walk all over you because I'm your son, and it goes both ways. So she still sometimes has a problem with me expressing my femininity, and for example, and this I'm going to kind of get into the next topic because I feel like gay men are teaching women how to express femininity outwardly. And when my mom sees me, get my hair done or like get my eyebrows done or get a facial, laser treatments, hair removal, all types of things that she's never even considered doing, I think she feels a type of way. But recently, I went to her and I said, Mommy, skincare routine, it'll be good for you. Just psychologically, I feel like it'll be good for you. You feel like you're taking care of yourself. Because life's happening, basically. Life's always happening for everyone, right? But life's happening for her. And I'm like, Mommy, if you have a skincare routine, maybe that will center you a little more, help give you some sort of feeling good about yourself with the situation that's going on right now. Because I get it, you're probably down about it. Anyway. So she's like, no, I don't need that skincare routine. I never had acne. You know what? I don't even know why you get acne because I never got that. And your father never got that. So I don't know why you have that. I'm like, wait, what? Coming from me, telling me about my acne, basically deflecting, getting defensive, and I feel like there's some sort of insecurity there when she sees, her son getting his hair done, caring about his nails, and
see, I was gonna say that.
Getting his lip
I was gonna say
gloss
that.
on popping.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of women tend to be intimidated when they see somebody that is more trans or someone that's in that transition looking better than them, and it causes them to feel like they got to step their game up and let me see what I can do and this and that. Like, no, you should have kept that same energy when there was just women competing, those kinds of things. And it's actually hurtful, but at the same time, I mean, like, you're getting people to step their game up. You know what I'm saying? So
recently, though she was being deflective and defensive, she's come to me and she said, well, son, I feel like I need to all these things, these are not things I've talked about. I need to get my weight together. I need to drop 20 pounds. I need to get a facelift. What? Oh yeah, add that onto the mortgage. Yeah, a facelift. Okay, that's not what I was talking about. But, I need to do this, I need to do that, like, get myself on, that's not what I was, just get your nail polish done, like get your facials, get some laser treatments on your skin, not like get a facelift for $30,000 or $15,000, however much.
I mean, half of them look the same anyway.
Let's reset the room so for all of us to understand what exactly you mean.
Here's what I'm saying. From my experience, and this situation just reminded me that a lot of the friends that have come around me, a lot of my good girlfriends, they weren't expressing their femininity on the outside, at least, until they met me. And I didn't want to understand, is it causation or correlation? Am I causing this, or does it just so happen and line up at the same time?
I feel like you're causing it. I feel like you're causing it. I mean, you bad.
You know what? I feel like gay men have created the bad bitch.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like we create the bad bitch.
So they know they got to step their game up, and it is what it is.
I know a girl.
There's a way that you ask, though. You know what I'm saying? I
don't confront them about it. I just show them the way. I know a girl who felt.
Show them the way. Okay. Guide them.
Exactly. Guide them. You got to show to the water. I know a girl who was so like she showed me Lana Del Rey and all this weird stuff. Like alternative lifestyle. And I was like, okay, cool. But she did not get nails or anything like that. She was one of those people who would wear glasses and like not have a prescription in them, just alternative kind of cute vibes or whatever, flower crown. Anyways, she was so nervous she was so mad that she had to get acrylic nails because her mom forced her. And this is the girl that she would not watch Bad Girls Club. She would not watch Love and Hip Hop. She would not watch anything where girls are being bad bees, like being glammed up and pretty, just showing off their gorgeousness. She would never watch that. One day, we're best friends now. One day, today, acrylics all the time. Bad Girls Club, she wanted to be on that. Love and Hip Hop, she watched that. You know what I mean? It's the influence for me. And that's another story.
Okay.
So I got my mom, my one best friend, and then another best friend who's also a YouTuber who is getting into her femininity, getting into her fashions too. I mean, I'm not saying it's because of me. I don't know.
I think sometimes it just depends, because obviously some women are like, they know who they are. I mean, like everybody needs like help, because you know how you get a girl who like wants a gay best friend, and she's like, oh, can we go shopping together, or can you tell me this? And she's basically like asking you what she should do to get a nigga, or to impress her nigga, or to look good for her nigga. So it's like there's those girls that are like that, but I think it's kind of just like relative, like depending on, because they can get that energy from anybody. They can go get that energy from another girl who just already a bad bitch. But then it's like, then if we're really going to get into it and be like, oh, you're a bad bitch, where'd you get your vibe from? Because some people just naturally know who the fuck they are, and they know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I feel like a lot of women compete with themselves with women, so they don't really want to talk to another woman. Since we have some sort of feminine flair to us, it's kind of like a different vibe.
Somebody said, this is why black women have an issue with y'all. Stop the erasure.
Well, I feel
I didn't know what that was. That's why I didn't say that. What is it?
Nobody said black women anyways.
So thank you.
Nobody said
but
black
I feel like I feel like when it comes to things like that, like when you are open to receiving knowledge from anyone, like it doesn't matter who it's coming from. Like if you see somebody with a badass set of foundation, like ask them. You see somebody with a nice skincare routine, ask them. You shouldn't have to look at like what they got going on and who they are as a person. Like if they got something going on that you want to like be knowledgeable about, ask them. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But the gays are very influential. Period.
They are.
So
they are.
It doesn't take much for somebody to want to do something that the gays are doing. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take much.
And not to mention, behind every one of these bad bitches in Hollywood, there's a gay hairdresser, a gay, a gay makeup artist, a fucking gay lingo teller. Like fucking half of these women, they wouldn't be where they are if they weren't pulling from our culture. Exactly. I mean, it is what it is.
Very true.
We're not saying that we created we didn't create women being pretty. Women are beautiful. However, I will say we've upped the ante on how a woman wants to be presented. But they do want the bad bitches pull from the gays, the trans, and the drag queens. They do.
Mm-hmm.
That's that.
And I think that.
I was gonna say.
I'm thinking that like if you go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that and then there's a difference, because then you do have those bad bitches. All women aren't, and like the thing is, like, looks and stuff like that are like, they're all equal. Like, you can be beautiful, you can be ugly, or you can be weird, but they're all the same to me. They're not like one isn't better than the other one. So there could be bad bitch women who give that bad bitch energy, who pull from the gays and pull from the trans people, and then there's women who don't give bad bitch energy. Period. Y'all just like, everybody don't give that same energy. And then there's women who, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, y'all all are different. So obviously we're not saying all women are going to gays to find out what they're gonna wear tomorrow.
Exactly,
All of y'all,
exactly.
but the ones that want to look lit, they
do.
Hell, even the straight men are doing it too, though. Now, the straight men are pulling from us as
taking the
well.
fashions, they taking all of it. Yeah.
Emphasis
Yeah.
on outwardly.
for sure.
Emphasis on outwardly. I'm not talking about feminine energy necessarily.
No.
You know, I'm talking about outside femininity in the world that the way we perceive femininity on the outside. That's what I'm talking about.
Hold on, let me say this. Let me say this. Somebody said, if y'all gonna speak on black women every Sunday, why not have one black woman on the panel? Let me be clear to you, baby. We open up. Let me be very clear to you. This is the boys' chat. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. But we do open it up for everybody to come in on towards the end. And we've done that 2 weeks in a row now. And if you don't come on, that's not my problem or anybody else's problem on the platform. Let's be very clear and let's be mindful of that. Okay, so if you have anything that you would like to say in regards to that, then you can more than welcome to come up here. However, these are our experiences, and like I've been saying for a while, gays and women, and we weren't even talking specifically black women. You guys are making this a black women issue. No one said black women. We were talking about women in general. So if you feel triggered, Miss Mamas, I'm sorry. The joke is on you. However, gays and women, we have a relatable lifestyle. Whether you want to accept it, agree with it, understand it, or not. It's just the facts. And sometimes,
and even that kind of comment, like even with that kind of comment there, you're seeing the divide between women that are black, trying to put that separator between gay men. There's a lot that we have in common. You know, we give y'all beauty tips. Y'all give us the same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not
even about that. Everybody on this fucking planet, everybody's always talking about protect black women fucking issues, black women this, black women that. This is not that platform on Sundays. It's about the gay boy that could. It's the butch queen that can. Period. Oh my God. Period. No, like, I'm over it. I'm on my platform every day, caping for black women every fucking week, every day. The minute that we want to have a conversation about some shit that relates to us, it's a problem. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck.
I want to emphasize.
I'm over that.
Outwardly femininity. I'm not talking about internally being feminine energy. I'm not talking about that because you can be feminine and not wear lipstick and all this stupid stuff and all these material things and physical things. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the style, the fashion, the psychological effects you have when you feel better and do things to yourself and feel better about yourself. I feel like you can get some psychological effects from that. That's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about anything internally. You know, I know you guys.
And even if you were, who gives a fuck? Black women, men, white people, they get to talk about they get to talk about their issues everywhere else. Everybody's fucking protect this, protect that. You never have a space where butch queens that look like us have a space where we can fucking talk. Somebody's always trying to fucking say we need to be protecting somebody. I don't give a fuck. This is not that platform. We're not protecting a motherfucking thing unless you a gay black fucking man on this motherfucking platform on Sundays at 12 o'clock. Period.
They have their platforms. They have
platforms. They have plenty of platforms. And I want to know another platform other than this one that actually protects the gay black male. Is there another one?
I don't know one.
I don't think so. Like, so what do we have? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we have?
What do we have? He said, what
especially with them on their level up journeys and everything.
So, but we have to get that out there because. But anyway, let's keep it moving though. Speaking of trans and all of that. Now there was a viral thing that happened this week with OnlyFans model Trina's ex-boyfriend, celebrity fuck everybody in Hollywood, I guess. His name is Jimmy Stacks. He went viral for sucking a trans woman's penis, and he filmed himself sucking her dick. Okay, that was a lot of energy in that sentence there. He filmed himself sucking her dick, and it went viral. And people were irate. He had got a lot of phone calls from the niggas in the hood saying that they would beat his ass, they would kill him. This is some weird shit. Is this real? Is this fake? I wasn't sure if it was real or fake. I thought that he may have done this because he does operate like a fetishy type Instagram. And I felt like he was just trying to drive sales towards his Instagram. However, some people, I mean, to his OnlyFans, but some people said that they actually paid for the actual clip and he was sucking her dick. Now, I don't know. I do know that his OnlyFans is free, but you got to pay for the content behind the scenes to see. I don't know. He came out and said that he's not gay and he would never do that again because it caused too much controversy. And the women, the black women that he fucked with, they were sick about it. They were irate. They were pissed off and disgusted. And people are calling him gay. So my thing is two things. Is he gay? And doesn't this contradict that whole thing of if you like trans women or transgenders or gay people, say something, because then when you finally say it or show it, then you're labeled as a faggot and you're ridiculed. So what do you guys think about that? Because I know you guys all seen it.
I can see why they would say it's gay. I mean, it's a gay act. I mean, sucking dick is a gay act. But
it's on a transgender.
And if you're fucking with a trans woman, I wouldn't say exactly. So it's the opposite. I wouldn't say it's gay. But I can see why they're saying, because it seems as if a gay act, right. But in reality, it's a trans woman, so it's a woman. So it's really not gay. But the act of it comes off as
okay. Well, I'm gonna have to disagree. I feel like it is a gay act because yes, you can enjoy a woman, you can see the visual or whatever, but the moment that you go down and you see something popping out, that's when it becomes a different situation. So now you're officially gay, bisexual, whatever you want to call yourself. You're not straight. That's just how I feel about that.
So what if a straight man with his wife or one female cisgender, damn, I gotta go that far, cisgender woman, and she had a strap on and he was just sucking on it or something like that. Like, is that a gay act? Or is that?
I feel like that's a fetish though, because that's not really the actual equipment. If that makes any sense, I feel like that's more a fetish. You know what I'm saying?
It's a gay act.
It is still a gay act, but I feel like it's a fetish because it's not the real thing. Because some people actually don't, like, if they were to experience the real thing, they would be, backing up over it. So I feel like it does have a lot to do with, like, are you actually engaging in the real actual act of having sex in any kind of way with the man?
But my thing is that, does the penis get him hard or does the female figure get him hard?
I think the whole thing as a whole gets him hard.
Don't get, so like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like he's not attracted to men. So they're not gay.
Exactly, because you look it up at some titties. So it's like,
if he was
okay, but what are you putting your mouth on?
If he was to have
that's what I'm.
Here's the thing.
But it's still a different attraction.
Have you all seen some of these transgender men? These transgender men are walking around with men. So if he was to have sex and put his penis inside of the hole, the penundum of a trans person, if he was to put his penis in that, a hairy beast, fine, we would date him. If he was to put his penis in that, would that make him straight? I don't think so. I think that would make him very gay. So if you ask me, you got trans men.
I think that would make him gay because you like the look of the
outside.
Yeah.
You got a boner.
Well, that's
But niggas
a hole is a hole, baby.
They might just take that. Yeah,
well,
but I'm just saying.
A
like
vagina is a vagina and a pussy is a pussy. And
once we get to that part, like, okay, yes, you look like a female, but once we get to the part where there's a dick sticking up in your face, what are we doing with it? Okay, if we're still engaging, then of course it would be a gay act.
But you're attracted to trans women though, because trans women can sometimes have penises.
Some
trans women are in a bracket of their own, so he's attracted to trans women, not men. So he's not really gay.
But there's different kinds of trans women as well. They're not all that same kind of trans woman. So it really depends on what kind of woman he was attracted to in the first place.
But this woman she was a appearing woman and she still had her penis. That's it.
You got trans men walking around saying, this is a dick, this is my penis, with a very large, a thick clitoris. They walk in with a thick clitoris and saying, "This is my dick, suck on my dick."
Right.
So, is it wrong for me to think of a trans woman's penis as a large clitoris? What's the big difference? It's just developed, and they're in a different body. These bodies are just spacesuits. Like, they're in a different body. They feel like, so I call them a large clitoris because it doesn't make a difference, because he's not having sex with trans men. He's having sex with trans women. He wants femininity regardless.
So let me ask. Let's do this. Keep going. But I just want to see. So let me ask this. So if can y'all see that? Oh shit! Is it?
Yeah, I can see it.
So if one of us were to fuck him, would that make us straight or gay? Because this is a trans man. So this is a female to male.
Gay. That is a nigga.
Gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a nigga.
Or is this a woman?
It's a pretty nigga.
She's a man. I mean, he's a man.
So that makes you.
Stop. That's a man. That's a man.
I know what you mean. It's a pretty nigga.
Okay, so what would be the difference? Because I'm sure she might still have a pussy. I don't know, but let's just say she still has a pussy or a large clit. And I fuck her. I mean him. Am I straight? No, I'm still gay because if he looked like Ashley, if he looked like what he was born
what if he's
as,
just attracted to the sexual? You know what I'm saying? The sexual part.
Well, I think it has a lot to do
with every nigga is
like,
not going in. Every nigga's not going in for the looks of how you look.
Right.
Like,
I mean, but if you were to categorize
like Joseph said, a hoe is a
down,
hoe. You know what I'm saying? So
from the top to the bottom, okay. If you look at somebody from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet, are they completely masculine? Are they completely feminine? If it's questionable, then whatever you're doing is considered questionable. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. However, you do have to question your motives. Like if you see a feminine looking woman and you get to the point where y'all are going to have sex and you notice that she has a dick or something like that, and you decide to engage in that, you need to be able to acknowledge the fact that you need to look at your sexuality.
Well, I feel like some people are attracted to femininity, some people are attracted to masculinity, and I feel like with him, he's attracted to femininity of all types. And that's why some straight men are confused, because they don't understand they're attracted to femininity and there's this extra spiciness, but it's still feminine.
Yeah, it's like guys.
This is a man.
That's a man.
You are not straight if you fucked him just because he's trans. That's a man.
I wouldn't question you at all if you were gay or if we were gay.
That's a man. I mean,
yeah, it's like
that's a man.
It's like the straight guys who want to be friends with you.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a man. So I don't understand. That's not fair. So the thing is, so if one of us has sex with him, we got to say her just because a lot of people don't realize that this is a female to male. So for the people in the chat, this is Leif Ashley, who is a transgender man. Okay, he was born a female and now has transitioned into a man. Okay, so the idea here is this: if a gay man slept with him, does that make that gay man straight because he was born a female, or does that mean that gay man is gay because now he's transitioned to a man?
Okay.
And it would go, whatever your answer is, it would go the same thing for a straight man sleeping with a transgendered woman, period. That's just the facts.
And that just lets you know. That lets you know it's not. They just don't want gay people to be happy, child. They don't want. If you gay and you do that, they're like, no, he's not straight. He's still gay. He gay. Okay. But when the man, it's like when the other man suck on a trans woman penis, and then he gay too. He can't be straight. Like why he can't be straight with y'all? Y'all just don't want to. They don't, like what Miles said, they don't understand they're attracted to energies and stuff like that. So it's like those guys, when you meet a straight guy and he like oddly wants to be your best friend. Like he knows you're gay and he's like wants to be your best friend. He don't know why he want to hang around you, but he just want to hang around you. It's because you like that nigga, because you like their energy that they're giving you, babe.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, so that was my thing. So what is y'all verdict on the guy? Do you guys think it was gay for pay, or do you think that he really did? I mean, what do y'all think about the Jimmy Smack situation?
I think
it's all about the money.
He enjoyed himself, and he still. I mean, it doesn't really matter what his sexuality is. He enjoyed himself.
I think money and enjoy himself. I think he was trying to get money and have fun.
Yeah,
but
I mean, definitely.
He's living his life. He's free.
I just think he's a smart. I think
guy.
he's a strategic man. I think he did that intentionally, knowing his platform, knowing the people he's dated. He's a smart man. I think he did it intentionally. I do think he probably did enjoy it, but before any of that, he knew it was a money move.
Right. When you're able to do something like that, you are mentally like a free person. Like you're good. You're happy. Like you could care less what people think. So that's awesome for him.
All right. Well, it's been an hour. So Joseph, did you have anything that you wanted to throw in there? Anything you could think of while you were on here chatting with us?
Ooh, I did bad at that. I should have took notes or something, but I just think that we talked about some nice topics today. I think the last one, the girls got mad. The black girls, they immediately, I'll give them this. Black women they are being attacked a lot. So I get why you could be sensitive to what we say. Because I actually had a moment like that today with one of my friends. Because he said something and I thought he was trying to play me. And I had to look back and be like, maybe I'm just feeling hypersensitive because our relationship was kind of weird the last, couple years. So I'm just thinking he trying to come for me. So, I feel you, my black sister, but we didn't mention black people at all. So you have to take accountability for that, too. But, I think
need to take accountability for that.
Yeah, because nobody mentioned any of that.
It's just that my family and people around me are black. Like, okay.
And you
I believe we're all black.
Open up to whatever you want to say. Now, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. This is the part of the show where we allow the chat to come on and communicate. We prefer cameras tilted horizontally. So please come on. Now, what we won't do is do a lot of cursing respectfully. Okay. So you can come on here and if you have something to say, please bring your ass. If not, please keep it quiet. Okay. Okay, and I'm not drinking today, but I'm with the shit because y'all not gonna silence me, goddammit, because I'm tired of it. I sit up here and we do pro-black women content all day long. That's what it's all about. Yeah. But the moment you say protect something outside of that, not saying that doesn't need to be protected, it's almost like what?
It becomes an attack. It becomes some kind of attack. And I wish it wasn't like that. The more that we start to realize that we have a lot more things in common with black women as gay black men, if we want to be specific, the more that we can join together and actually do something about a lot of the things that make us unequal. But the minute we start separating, kind of like that last comment, that's where you start to get those problems,
Absolutely.
So,
and let's see watch how many people come on here when you open it up. But anyway,
this is the Armon Wiggins show. Okay.
Yes, this is
right. Shit.
No, I'm just saying, child, I don't be here for that. For that. That's not my whole thing. But people. But if anybody can come on though. We want you guys all to be, all to come on here. If anybody wants to come on here. But outside of that, we got into some things. I really like the topic in regards to while we wait. I really like the topics in regards to the parents. That was a very good topic. Oh wait, Sean, we didn't do your topic.
Yes. So okay. So this is gonna be a little bit of sci-fi for y'all.
You're supposed to remind me.
But I wanted to talk about gay genetic testing. Okay, so as you guys know, I am a mental health therapist. That's my 9 to 5, Monday through Friday job. So I'm constantly researching and looking at different things. So one of the things that I was looking at is that dating back to 1993, they've been doing research on kind of like what would be gay hallmarks for chemicals and different things that we would have, hormones, as opposed to straight people, along with some of the other environmental identifiers. So I do want to share some of that with you. So some of the things that they said make a difference are the male pattern baldness gene. So people that have the male pattern baldness gene, and then also the QX28 gene. Those two genes together are supposed to make a person gay, along with the environmental factors of having a dominant mother, an absent father. What are some of the other ones? Early exposure to homosexual activity. So like maybe seeing gay porn or something like that, and then having a family member that's gay as well. So they're looking at all these different things, and they have been since '93, to be able to test fetuses and babies to figure out if they're gay before they come out. So I wanted to know if you guys thought this was a pro or a con?
I think that's a con.
I have a little bit of both.
I don't like it.
I feel like it's a con.
I don't like it. I think it's a
I
con.
don't.
More, a lot of abortions will happen. I feel like.
Right.
Yes. So that was one of the things that I actually mentioned. So okay, so I'll go with the pros. So with the pros, I was gonna say with the pros, there is the ability to know that your child is gay coming out. So for those parents that are not educated on that, you can read up on that and see how to effectively deal with that. In terms of bullying and stuff like in school, like you'll be able to take care of all those different kinds of things. And then kind of like how we were talking about earlier with the self-development, like how we struggle to be understood by our parents and by our family members, that won't likely happen because we're able to say that's
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Who's to say that's going to be accurate, though? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was
now you got parents raising a child thinking they're going to be gay or something else. And some people are actually, don't mess with their first guy or don't turn gay until like later in their life. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't identify as being gay, period, for the majority of their life.
But so, a lot of genes are not activated. And this is just speaking from my standpoint. A lot of genes are not activated until at least 25. So people that are bipolar, you don't really see that until they're 25. So we have a lot of dormant genes. No, I'm being dead serious. We have a lot of dormant genes. So certain traumatic events and things can happen, which can lead to us actually like becoming bipolar or becoming a lot of the things that people get stigma off of. So some of the cons, of course, would be that it's a little invasive. I personally feel like, okay, this is, y'all are getting to be a little bit too much. Like we're already getting to the point where we can pick eye color, we can pick skin color, hair color, different things like that. But now you want to know sexuality. And that's just something that I'm not comfortable with. And then also just being labeled, kind of like what you guys said, before you come out, like you don't get the opportunity, the chance to explore yourself and what it is that you like and don't like. People are already starting to place this stigma on you. So for me, I'm going to say it's a con, but I can see pros and cons for both.
And for the first pro, for the first pro, you said about the parents having like time to like, oh, okay, I have a gay kid. No, bitch, you should be doing research how to take care of your child regardless. Like you should be finding out.
But that would be the ideal.
That would be ideal. But I also think that more people than not will have an abortion rather than try to learn how to raise a gay kid. Okay. I just feel like, because like when you think about being gay yourself, like, I mean, for me personally, I mean, like if I was straight, my life would be, well, let me not say it would be easier, but like, I feel like as an insecure gay, you would think about like, damn,
as a black male,
so it's like, how people say, y'all chose to be gay, and you be like, bitch, if I could really choose, I would have chose to be normal.
Right, I would have chose to be a normal ass
nigga. Right. So like, those parents are gonna be like, oh, I don't want my kid going through no hard works, abortion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and that's another reason why that's part of my cons as well, because there are a lot of parents that don't want that kind of thing invited into their environment. And I hate to say it like that, but it's true. So if they find that out early, they will terminate the pregnancy, which can reduce our own population. So I had this conversation with some of my coworkers at work. We kind of talked about that for a good 30, 40 minutes, but it's a very interesting topic. Again, they've been researching this since 93 and we're in 2021. So obviously, they've been doing this for a while and they've been trying to figure out like, what is it about us that makes us us, and like what they can do about it to make sure like, okay, this person's going to grow up and be gay. This person's going to grow up and be straight. I can see the pros to it, but to me, I think it's a con. Like, people need to be able to develop and become who they are.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. If you ask me, I feel like the world needs more gay people. I feel like because I feel like a lot of straight people, they say be fruitful and multiply. It's God's will, but God wasn't referring to times of the Industrial Revolution where we can't really sustain our living practices, and where our ever-growing population could be the end of us. So if you ask me, the world needs more gay people just around to lessen the population, and we need to start recycling the kids that are on the planet. So stop worrying about your kids so much. That's none of your business to be worrying about knowing sexuality. That's not your business as a parent. It's really not.
It's invasive.
Yeah.
God, it's invasive.
Your job is to guide.
I mean, same thing, like hair color, eye color, those kinds of things. For me, I feel like, okay, like just allow Mother Nature to take its course and you deal with whatever you got to deal with when it comes out. You know what I'm saying? When the situation presents itself. So that's how I feel about that. So I can definitely agree. And I feel like as far as gay people, like we are more accepting than the other from the opposite end. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what struggles are like. We know what it's like to be around people that are different or to feel different and to feel like an outsider. So when we encounter somebody that's an outsider, we're going to welcome you because we know what that feels like. You know what I'm saying?
Gay people can help enlighten the world. We live on the some of us live on the fringes of society. Like we understand rejection. Like gay people can help enlighten the world.
Right.
We're special people. I believe personally that I did choose this life before I even got here. Yes, I came here in this body to live this life and be this person, you know, and live this experience and have that sort of rejection thing going on. But you know what I mean? Like, anyways.
Yeah, please let's not push that because they can't wait for you to say that. I didn't choose this. There was never a time at birth where I felt like there was a button and it said gay.
Like I want to make my life more difficult. Like,
Right.
I didn't pick that.
That's what I want to do.
No, I understand what you're saying. I understand.
Alex, what's going on, Alex? You're not at work today.
Alex? What's popping?
What's good, Alex?
Unmute your microphone, Alex. You look like you just woke up.
Yeah, I'm about to go to work right now, but like in like 20 minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, I kind of copped in on like the tail end of what you guys were talking about with the whole like if you could screen if your baby is like gay or not.
Yeah.
And what would happen. To be honest, I feel like people would abort their babies. I mean, to be completely like real talk, they would.
Absolutely.
Because I don't think they would want to deal with that. And for me personally, being gay, I've accepted it and it is what it is, but I would be lying to you and tell you that my life would probably be easier if I was straight. I mean, it'd save you a lot of heartache. Life is hard enough, okay, being straight, but then you add a whole other layer to it and it just like creates a lot. But I don't know, if I ever have kids, which I probably won't, I mean, I personally would want a gay son just because I'm a gay male and I feel like, you know, whatever. But I don't think the general like straight people would want to deal with that.
I feel like they would want to know, but I don't feel like they want to deal with it. So they would want to know for the purpose of kind of like what you were saying. Like if they had the option, they probably just abort it. But as far as like wanting to deal with it, no. I mean, it comes with its own set of struggles. It comes with its own set of battles. I mean, I remember kind of like what I was saying earlier, growing up, like people were ugly, people were mean, you know, and that is a fight that you have to a lot of times fight alone, especially in like when I grew up. Now, you know, for kids that are younger and stuff like that, you got a lot more people in the schools that are gay, so you can have that camaraderie, kind of like what we have here on Boys Chat. But I'm saying like back in high school, that was few and far between, and the people that were gay were hiding it because they didn't want to go through a lot of what people that were brave enough to be open were going through at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Barry White.
Yo, what's going on?
What up, Barry?
Barry White.
Barry Tone.
What's going on this week?
What's up?
It's good, Barry.
Hey, I'm chilling. Yo, I definitely agree. Gay is not a choice, bro. I never would have picked this. It would be so much easier if I could just live in pussy all day. But that's not how I was set up. Like ever since a child, and then nobody raped me. I wasn't molested. Then nobody forced me. Ever since I was a kid and I could make my own decisions, like I looked at girls and I thought someone was pretty. I looked at boys and that was what was more interesting to me, and that's been throughout my whole entire life. So and I didn't choose that, like, and it was difficult my whole life because that's what happens when you live like that. But man, y'all so right. Nobody chooses to do that.
Absolutely. And I think that the biggest thing for me is the relationship piece of it, of our lifestyle, that, you know, you don't get that, you don't get the talks from your mom, like the birds and the bees talk. We don't get that, you know, and I think that's why a lot of us end up out here being promiscuous, you know, a lot of these diseases and things as well.
What I will say is the talk that I did get, and I don't know if it's the same for y'all, but I did get the HIV/AIDS talk, which I feel like is it goes back to stigma as well. They assume that majority of people that are gay are going to at some point in time contract HIV and AIDS. Like that's not completely true.
Well, I got that talk.
I did get that talk.
I got that talk. I got the talk about please don't become a woman. She was like, please just stay a man. Please give me some grandkids. I plan on having children anyway, just because I want to have some children. I want to see what a little me with the knowledge I done gathered and, and I can raise and discipline. I want to see what happens. So that's something I want without my mama wanted. But like, just to even have to be subjected to even have to discuss all that, that was a little something. And then I want to speak on Jimmy Smacks too, because I don't think the world ready for your boy Jimmy. He said himself he put that out because he was hoping maybe he could change the world and maybe some other people would be more comfortable in being real about the things they do. And so that's why he himself posted it. And, I don't think the world ready for somebody that's open like that.
Yeah, I think we ready for it. I think we ready for it because we've been knowing it's been going on behind the scenes forever. I don't think that, the straight people are ready to deal with the fact that, the transgender's been in with the trade.
I feel like the more we accept people lying on a spectrum, like nobody is 100% straight, nobody's 100% gay. Once we start to realize that people lie on a spectrum, the more comfortable we'll be with people making whatever kind of decision. If you see a transgender that looks good as a female and you get down to the part where they're private and they're a male, it doesn't matter because you lie on a spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Like the more that people begin to accept that, the more that we'll be able to have these kind of conversations without triggering other people that probably secretly have those kinds of things going on within themselves.
I want to go back to the HIV talk because I have to be honest with myself. I don't know about you guys, so I can't speak for y'all, but I can only speak for myself when it comes to that. I feel like, yes, there is that stigma of where people will assume that, you will, contract the virus at some point. But I also feel like on our end, mentally, I know for me, I've been guilty of doing it where in my mind, I like try to condition myself to like, all right, bitch, I might get it. And if I get it, how am I going to react? I almost try to brace myself for like, bitch, it could be a possibility that I could contract the virus, and it's almost like, well, bitch, not a matter of if, but when. You know what I mean? Because you've been taught so much that it's in your face every day that, this is who we are. So you try to mentally almost prepare yourself for that day.
The AIDS stigma definitely.
It's always in the back of your head.
The AIDS stigma definitely like controlled the way I like approach being gay and like going out and like, even if I had sex with somebody and used a condom, I would still be like, oh my god, like every gay person has AIDS, like oh no, like shit.
Well, that's how I think even now.
Yeah, but just because of the way the world, like everything is not our fault. Okay, it's the fucking world's fault for telling us the bullshit, talking to us, and the propaganda about shit. Like everything is nothing on TV is what you really think. You honestly going to YouTube is where you find the truth because there's so many different motherfuckers living their own specific lives, telling you their truth, so then you can
that are not sponsored. That are not sponsored, just speaking their real truth. Yeah,
exactly. So it's like, oh no, go ahead. I can be done.
I feel like it's kind of off topic, but I feel like being gay, like it can, straight people have this roadmap when they're born, this perfect thing ready for them, life set already. But being gay, there's pros and cons to everything. So while we didn't get those talks and all that, if you have a good head on your shoulders, you can appreciate the freedom of not having a strict, regimented timeline for your life. Gay people can, like I say, we live on the fringe of society. We can look beyond in a way, like we're kind of free in a different way that straight people aren't. So,
I feel that too.
Yeah,
that's true.
I feel like we're coming to a place where we can create our own road, our own path. So the more that we kind of own up to that and not allow other people to define that path for us, the better off we'll be, because there's different kinds of gay people living all different kinds of lives. Going back to spectrums, like allow people to lie on their spectrum. We don't have to categorize somebody as being 100% this or that. That's what creates all of that. At least what we call in therapy, cognitive dissonance. Like, okay, this is what society believes and this is what I believe. But once we accept it as being more of a spectrum, all that stuff disappears and we're able to live to be who we truly are,
Oh, Okay, Ringo, what you got? Hey, what's poppin', Ringo?
What up, Ringo?
What's
I
up,
can't hear you.
How I sound?
Oh, you sound good. You sound good.
You sound ready.
Hey, everybody. I've been listening to y'all.
Oh, I remember Ringo from the audition. That's you, huh? Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
I called in a couple of times too, and you called me ratchet, but you said you loved me, so.
Oh, well, you probably are, bitch. But I love you for listening and watching.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I actually tuned into the video on the part where you guys were talking about L that had dropped a video on his OnlyFans of having sexual intercourse with like oral intercourse with a trans woman. Yeah, and I was thinking like, okay, he might have done that. He did it. He posted it. But why does it have to make him gay? Why does it have to make him this? Why does it have to make him that? You know, it's just it's a gay act. Like
that's why I said it's like that.
We use words to describe things, but one day people are gonna have to learn to not pigeonhole themselves into labels and things like that. Even when I say I'm vegan, I try not to say that like unless I'm trying to describe it to someone. But I like to say, you know, I'm on I have a high vibe diet. You know, just it's more of a scale. It's like less strict in a pigeonhole. Like this is who I am. I identify with this. We gotta go with the flow. We gotta be less like hard matter and more like wave particle.
See, like I like that about you though, Miles, because I know a lot of vegans myself, like friends that are vegans, and I have a friend that actually started a business out in Virginia Beach that's a vegan. And every once in a while, they do like to try meat. I mean, like when you hold your, I know, but I'm just saying when you're looking at a spectrum, like maybe you want to try that every once in a while, like you know what I'm saying? What's wrong with that? You shouldn't be condemned for that. And I feel like the more people put each other in categories and they start to do all this extra stuff, that's when you start to feel that guilt and that shame, and then you'll come see somebody like me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you see how I just got triggered? It's because that word vegan. But if you said, okay, they live more of a high vibe diet, but sometimes they have lower vibrational foods, I would have said it differently.
Because it's more loose. Like you're able to experience life.
Okay, Jessica, Jaleesa. Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Armon. I'm so happy you pronounced my name correctly.
Yes, I almost said it wrong. Sorry.
No, I'm happy you said Jaleesa. But hello, Armon.
Hi, Jaleesa.
Hello. So what I wanted to say was with the Jimmy Smack situation, you know, I was kind of like torn between the two because I feel like people are attracted to the anatomy of whatever their preferences are. So if she's you know, anatomically a woman, then he's attracted to a woman. But then I understand where Sean was coming from, where he said it's like a gay act or whatever, because now it's like he's getting some sort of pleasure that he would not be able to get from a cisgender woman. But then that's also blurring the lines of understanding that based off of what other trans women have said, that genitalia does not determine your gender. So that was definitely a good argument. Then going into the thing that Sean brought up about people being able to choose whether their child is gay or not. You know, the thing that I love about the gay community is that you guys kind of put a spotlight to everything that is wrong with this world. Because why are people more concerned with their child with their child's sexual preferences than trying to figure out if their kid is a murderer or something like that,
deformities, any kind of like health issues? Exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking
so it's
about
just
that.
amazing that people still focus on you guys' sexual
Actually, they actually celebrate that. They would be more happy if they had a 10-year-old little boy toting a pistol, in his hand than saying that he'd like to paint or play with I don't know.
Even if they don't celebrate
a little boy like
the two.
No.
Even if they don't celebrate it, they always relate the two or the few, or like you're having sex with animals. Like whoa.
It's always the extreme because they have to. They know that it's not bad. They have to look at it in an extreme way. It's like when people were upset that Arthur's teacher was getting married to a man. It was literally only a few seconds of the whole cartoon, but they're okay with TV shows and cartoons making sexually suggestive jokes or having kids on Disney Channel that are like 11, 12 kissing each other. And people were saying, how do kids know they're gay? But it's like, how do kids even know they're straight? Why are you, they think it's so funny when babies are like kissing each other. Like, you don't know, it's just, yeah, this world is just so messed up because it just really focuses on the wrong things. So
yeah, I definitely think it's a spectrum. Thank you so much. Like what Sean was saying. I definitely think it's a spectrum. Yeah, ooh, I'm talking over everybody. I definitely think it's a spectrum, like Sean was saying, and what she was saying. When you were explaining the whole scientific research, it made me think of like, because I was watching a documentary about like psychopaths and murderers and stuff like that, and it's like they were studying their minds as well. So it's like, bitch, why you not focused on that? Because a lot of those motherfuckers need to be. I mean, like, I don't want anybody to get aborted. Honestly, it's too much for me. But like, you focus on niggas being gay or straight is like really childish. Okay.
Well, I feel like in a very subconscious way, it's their way of talking about, like, let's research the undesirables or the people kind of like that lie outside of our normal box of functioning. So let's look at why people make alternative choices. So that just goes back to the whole stigma that comes with being gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's disgusting, but at the same time, people feel the need to once again categorize what shouldn't be categorized, just to allow people to be who they are.
Yeah. They don't.
Okay, Kareem, what's going on?
Good, Kareem.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I actually had a question for you guys. So myself, I identify as bisexual, and people say this is like not normal or common, that I prefer women more than men, but because I have like feminine tendencies, a lot of women is not checking for me. And I'm doing an experiment right now where I spent like a week on like every dating website that you can think of trying to talk to women. Nobody tried to talk to me, and I'm just like, what's going on? So I switched over and started talking to guys. When I tell you, it's so many unlimited amount of guys, I'm like, yo, what is the problem with this? So my question to y'all is that what do you think a guy should do about that? Because I wouldn't mind being with females, but females are not checking for me. But with guys, I really feel like it's just a sexual thing. As the more and more that I try to get to know these guys, the more friendly I'm like, yo, this could be my brother. Like, I don't even look at them in that sexual way. So I just wanted to hear y'all opinion about that.
Okay, well, the first thing is first, what kind of women are you into? And people are going to be triggered. Are you into black women?
If you've seen the type of, I'm so open-minded when it comes to women. I talk to literally everybody. The attraction level does not matter to me because I just value women that way. Now, I'm not as open-minded with guys. Like, you have to be like a certain type of look. But for me, like, and people would tell me, they'd be like, yo, you should give up with women. It's not going to work out. Like, people are telling me.
Do you like, I mean, are you like all shapes and sizes of women? Because you,
I can talk to the biggest of the biggest women, and they still curve me. You're like, black and all.
Regardless of the, go ahead.
I was gonna say, when you said that the feminine tendencies is what stops the women from like being into you, but like you were saying you were on the app, so how did they see your feminine tendencies? Or
I went on a couple of dates too, and then it's my lingo, like, you know how we can talk. Like, so it's just like one girl caught me out, like she was a bigger girl, and I was like attracted to her, and we were talking, vibing or whatever. So she goes, "What is your preference?" And I'm like, "Preference? What do you mean?" She goes, "As far as sex," and I'm thinking she meant actual intercourse, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't prefer anything. She's like, "Are you straight?" And I'm just like, damn, she kind of clocked me. And I was like, "No, I'm bisexual." And she like messaged me back, was like, "Oh, okay." But I immediately felt like that was just and I try to respect, even
I think that's the problem. I thought you were on the apps. Wait, you need to be on, do the experiment over, get on the app and say bisexual.
I have bisexual.
You might have said,
people don't be reading profiles.
It's going to be limited for you.
Y'all know, like, if y'all ever been, especially with guys with Jack, I say I'm on there looking for friends, seeing where it goes, and I get a whole bunch of crazy nude pictures and sexual stuff, and I'm just like, whoa, bro. And I get it. Like, when I was in my teenage years, I was like a horn dog myself, but now that I'm older, and especially I learned in my teenage years that everybody is not into like just sex. So that's why as an adult, like, I feel like I can find a guy like that we can actually move slow and actually work towards something. But these dudes just be looking at me for like a quick sex job. With women, it's a complete opposite. They want to be my best friend. They don't look at me in a romantic way.
So I think it's going to be limited for you when it comes to women, because women can't take the idea of a man being anyway feminine or being submissive to a man in any kind of way. And anytime you're dealing with a man, whether you're a top or a bottom, whatever, there is a point where you will have to submit to that individual at some point. And women cannot, they have a hard time understanding how another man can submit to another man, because it all goes into being a protector, you know, a protection type thing. So if a woman doesn't feel safe with you, she kind of doesn't really want to be with you. And to know that you could possibly be sleeping with another man, whether you're sucking his dick, getting fucked, or fuck him, she feels like you can't protect her, because there's this idea of gay people being soft and, you know, and fragile and not being able to protect. So a lot of women are not going to, you know, your pickings will be slim, but it doesn't mean you won't find someone that can actually work for you. Now the thing is this, you're probably gonna have to step your coins up if you haven't done that already. You know what I mean? Step the looks up. Like, let's just be real. The coin is gonna have to be stepped up. The look is gonna have to be stepped up. The card's gonna be stepped up.
Well,
just so that
I think
bisexual.
I think that has a lot to do with, like, if we're thinking in the mind of a woman, you know, you can look at the fact that, okay, maybe they don't feel like they could get like stereotypical security from a bisexual man, but if you got the coins, I mean, that's security right there.
Coin is stereotypical.
You know what I'm saying?
Security. Let's get real. We're not living in the caveman days anymore. The people who are the alpha males are freaking like intelligent,
coined
like
up.
Smarties. You know, the intelligent men. It's no longer the buff.
But most women just won't do it, period, though. It's going to be a small crowd.
Oh, but if you got the coins, I know a couple of women.
That's why I said you're going to step your coins up.
There's a lot of things in Hollywood that are that way.
If you got the coins and you have the access and you have the look, you can get some pussy. So you're going to have to, so while the pickings are slim, you're going to have to step that bag up, step that car up, and step that look up. Then the options start to open up. Until then,
okay, well, maybe I'll take care. I'll do it. You know, I'll deal with it. He got a nice car, nice mansion, or whatever. I mean, that goes back to women's idea of security. Like, you're securing a woman by having.
Also, maybe find a more masculine woman who's like, you know, because I feel like I watched a boy chat once, and Miles was saying something about how, like, it's always a masculine and a feminine energy in every relationship. So it's like, sometimes women are masculine and, like, you know what I mean? They could be into that. Like, there's women who act like they would fuck me and be with me if I was a straight man. And I'm just like, okay, like.
They would fuck you, though, but you have something. Okay.
Well, I think that goes back to stigma also, because a lot of women really do think that bisexual men come with HIV and AIDS. I mean, I don't agree with that, but that's what they think, because you're toting both fences. So why would you not be a carrier for either or? So I mean that.
It was put into us, that idea, so I understand why people are scared of that.
As I'm a straight woman,
Hey, Erica.
Hey, Boo.
Yes, hello.
I
Hey.
just jumped in. I didn't want to interrupt, but I just jumped in. But as a straight woman, my personal concern would not be. I mean, of course, it would be a concern, but that's a concern for gay men, bisexual men, women, whatever, any type of STD should be a concern for anyone, to be smart about that. But that wouldn't be what's in the forefront for me. What I would be thinking of is, if we're going to be in a relationship, you know, I can't give you what a man can give you. So is there going to be a point where you're going to leave because you don't want to just stay with a woman?
But also, Erica, you can't give him everything that the side girl can give him. You're giving 80% of everything, but then the side girl gives that little 20% that, you know, you busy taking care of the house and everything, and you forget to give it. Then he's over there with the side girl. So there's always going to be something that someone can't give, because
that's true. You know? Yep, that's absolutely true.
I think people are worried about getting cheated on too much and stuff like that. It's like, when you get in a relationship, you're not supposed to be thinking about them possibly cheating on you. Like, that's not what you're supposed to be thinking about. But I think everyone thinks that when you get in a relationship with somebody, you're supposed to get in it with them because y'all trust each other and y'all love each other and y'all are friends with each other. And therefore, you can trust that person. Not saying people don't lie, but, like, that's not something people. That's why I think that excuse becomes bullshit a little bit, because it's like. You're not. You shouldn't be worried about that. It's like I could be worried about somebody cheating on me. Anybody could be worried about that. So that's not like specific to women dating bisexual men, or you know what I mean.
I guess
I feel like it has to do with the role.
But
it has to do with the role. So like if you're with somebody and you are a wife to somebody, of course the wifely role is to be there every day, deal with the bullshit, cook, clean, take care of the kids. Right. But then you have the role of the side chick. So the side chick can be a side nigga, it can be a side chick or whatever, transgender, whatever. But their role is to provide the excitement. So as the wife, you're not going to be able to provide the excitement because you're there every single day going through the trenches, dealing with all the bullshit. Right. And you have the side chick, side nigga, side whoever, it doesn't really matter because it has a lot to do with just their particular role, not what they are, but their role, which is the excitement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. That's why I love that you guys are doing this, because you really make me think about stuff from a perspective I never would have thought of before. And Armon, I just wanted to ask you, because I got in a little late. You were telling the story about the video camera and your dad. Was that the first time he found out that you were gay, or had you come out before?
Yeah, that was the first time. Yeah.
Wow. That had to be a rough one.
Yeah, that was a lot for me. Yeah, that was a lot.
Goodness. But I don't know if you saw my super chat, but I just want to say that I feel like your story times and your life that you've been talking about, the little bit that you've shared so far, I feel that your life has been set up like for one day for us to be we was watching on Wendy Williams the other day.
I receive it.
We're gonna be watching that on you.
Thank you.
So we giving you that.
I'll take that. I'll take that. We're creating legendary shit over here, so we're trying. Thank you.
Sir. Yes, sir. But I love you boys. I love what you're doing. You are amazing. And thank you for answering my question. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, Queen, let's go. Let's bring it in. Let's see what you got. Hello? I mean, not Queen. Queen, go ahead. Sorry, Erica. Not Erica.
Queen Chakra. Come on.
Baby.
Balance our chakras. Let's.
Right.
Hello?
Is she muted?
She's unmuting herself now.
Come on, black woman.
Here we go.
Hello?
There's be some water on the screen.
Hello?
Hi. Okay. We'll bring her back when she can, because I think we lost her. Okay. What's going on, Alex? Is Alexander? How are you?
Alexander. I'm good. How are y'all?
Good.
Am I choppy?
Good.
Just a little bit.
This Wi-Fi sucks. But anyway. No, so I like the fact which y'all touched on about family. And so I know we all have a story, and my story was rough. I can share a little bit about it. So basically how my story came about, my mom found out basically because I was talking to someone older, like 10 years older than me. And then like 2 years after I started messing with them, it came out to be that they contracted HIV/AIDS. And so then the police, and I was underage at the time, and the police had reached out to her and was like, well, we heard through the grapevine, so on and so forth. And then she like came at me hysterically crying, like, what's going on? Did you do this? And I'm still trying to be in denial, but at the same time, I'm like, I have to tell her because I don't know at this point, like, is my life over with or is it still here? So like, I definitely can relate to that. And then, let me make it clear, I don't got anything, so I'm good.
Because I was like, okay, so what's
right? Like, what do you got? Like, what do we?
I'm nosy.
Yeah, right. So it came out to like before we found out, it came out to be. She was just like, "Oh, see, that's that gay shit. You gonna go in the corner and die? Like, I don't condemn that. La la la." And I'm for the people in the chat. I'm not throwing my mother under the bus, but it's just my story and my experience that I went through. So, to piggyback off of that, what do y'all think about like people who end up with like an older relationship or someone older do you think it's based off like the family, the mother and dad dynamic, or do you think it's more just a preference?
Jalon, you want to go ahead and lead off with that one?
I'm sorry.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I was tossing it to you. You like older, don't you?
It does make sense.
I do.
What?
So I mean, it all just comes from, I mean, that's just honestly what I'm attracted to. I mean, shit. Older to me is wisdom. So, I mean, I've always been told I act a lot older than what I am. And that's all because I've only interacted with people that's older than me. I just like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
You're
it's just
over
something
for
that
your age. They like you.
Yeah.
Come on now. They like the youthful energy.
They do. I mean, I still got that youthful energy, but it's like the vibe and like the stuff that you know what I'm saying. How I think and stuff like that is very mature and ahead of my age. Yeah, yeah.
I think it's
very
a
much.
preference. I think it's a preference. I think
Why?
I think it could be like your choice, but I also think that I knew plenty of people when I was in high school who was like those girls who was like grown as hell when we were 16, but like their parents wasn't really like taking care of them like as much in their life like they should be as parents. And so these girls were just grown and they were just dating grown niggas when we were 16 years old. And it wasn't like they like grown niggas. It was just that like they was too grown. They had to grow up fast because no one was raising them. So they were already like just on some other shit. But I think some people can have their parents in their life and still be like, oh, you know what? I just like older people because they're more mature. And
I think it stems from daddy issues with me though, personally.
Okay.
I do.
I mean, so I can speak from a therapeutic standpoint. A majority of people that do like older men, older women, or whatever, usually do have a daddy issue. It's the same thing for people that are strippers and stuff like that. It has to do with the attention and the daddy issues. So, Jalon, like, I mean, I'm glad that you're able to acknowledge that, but yes, that's typically what that is.
So with the daddy issues, could that be like a daddy fetish though? Because we have there's a daddy scene.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a present father figure or you don't have a father figure that's there consistently, you may have a daddy fetish or an issue. So that's where that comes up from.
But does that then borderline become like weird, like creepy for the older men that's into like, do they have an issue too then?
I mean, it's the same thing for younger children. Like I used to date this guy who actually the friend that he had a fetish for younger men. And once I actually got to talk to him, because I'm always in therapist mode. Once I got to talk to him, he was talking about how he lost his 2 children that were the same age as the person I was dating. So that was a key for me to get the fuck out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times who people date is attached to how they grew up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it is like that.
I feel like I would keep a younger boy because that just keep you hip.
I mean,
keep you alive. I don't know.
Sean's definitely talking about a generalization, which is great because that might be a majority. But from my experience, I feel like I lived a white picket fence childhood, and it was the most perfect childhood ever. And I've learned, trust me, it wasn't perfect, literally, but I've learned what to do and what not to do from my parents both. The good things and the bad, I take it all. I love and embrace it. I don't feel like I have father issues like that, and I enjoy older men because I feel like I'm gonna go. Maybe it has to do with me being perceived as more feminine. I feel like I go where I'm accepted, and older men tend to like me, so I go with older men. I mean, and I like to be embraced. I don't want to go with someone where they're playing games all the time. I feel like younger. See, the thing is, he's trying to talk about psychology, but these books, who says this? Who said that? We're gay. We're on the fringes of society. So are they incorporating us in these conversations, or are they just talking about people in general?
Well, see, and to speak to your point, I mean, a lot of times it's people in general, because if that was the case and we were to investigate people that were in our society, we wouldn't have certain diagnoses as gender dysphoria. Like I highly doubt somebody that's gay, such as myself or you guys, would give somebody the characteristic of having gender dysphoria. So you're right. We do have to look at where that's coming from.
Well, I mean, I feel like someone always creates a rule. Someone always creates a standard. And to me, the only thing constant is nothing. Like, I mean, everything comes from somewhere, like, sort. Anyway.
No, I get what and we might need to get into that one day. But, okay, Queen, let's go.
Hey, Armon.
Hey, what's going on?
First of all, no, I'm just kidding.
I know we got out to a rough start.
Well, I was just responding to I know a lot of times when the trans issue comes up, or the topic of trans women, you'll often say, let's not get into that because we don't have representation up here on the panel, right? Yeah. So that's where I was coming from, because I wasn't talking on a protect Black women or gay men or any of that. I was just speaking on the topic when you guys were saying that Black women are influenced by gay culture and straight men are influenced by gay culture, which is true. But I was just also saying gay men are also influenced by the black women, and we influence each other because nothing is really original. So on that point, I felt like sometimes it seems like you guys do speak for the black woman, and it comes off as some of it don't be true. It'd be misunderstood. So that's why I was just saying sometimes having a black woman up there, but like you said, we can call in. It allows us to give that perspective. That's all I was saying. It was no tea there.
No, but I do want to say, well, while I agree with you, and I do think that we're both influenced on both ends, I think the piece that's missing, though, is the fact that nobody said black women.
Right, and here's the thing, Queen.
I can acknowledge that.
Gay culture is not lipstick and eyelashes and getting laser treatments and hair removal. That's not gay culture. So, I mean, you know, I don't think you guys are batting off gay culture. It's not that conversation with the Nene leaks and the tea and all that. It's more so just maybe being a seed in your life to help you express your femininity outwardly, because a lot of the women in my life didn't until they knew me.
Okay,
and
that
maybe it can be
sense.
causation or correlation. I don't know, but I do think it's an interesting thing from my perspective.
I feel like it has a lot to do with giving each other credit. So just like we give credit to black women for motivating us and inspiring us, I mean, our mothers, our aunties, you know, older cousins or whatever that inspire us to be, grandmothers that inspire us to be who we are, they also need to acknowledge the fact that, you know, we inspire you guys. You know, we help you guys with your makeup and other different many things that we do.
And
but
that's
it just
the part
should
that's
be,
not understood. We understand black women are
We do.
iconic. We get that.
Right.
They don't understand the other side. So
I think I mean, I'm not gonna say. I guess that's where I get triggered a little bit, because I'm not a part of that, of those women that don't understand. I feel like I do understand. I have gay friends, and you know, I mean, I'm not trying to be that person that's like, oh, I have one gay friend. Like, I've been in the culture. I've been to the gay bars. I love going to gay clubs. They're way funner. So I feel like on my part, I do give you guys credit. So I guess that's what triggers me when it comes off as like black women or women don't understand us or they don't give us credit. Because I'm like, I do. That isn't me. So can we give credit the ones that do actually support you guys? You know what I'm saying? That's where I guess I get triggered, because I feel like black women or women in general often get generalized as being this one group, this group think of people, and that's not all of us.
We all get generalized.
True. So
and
that's
unfortunately, you're the anomaly. Like because the most of society doesn't care. Like there's not many there's not many platforms where people like us get celebrated. Now, let's be very clear here. You know, a man that walks around in hair, wigs, beard, and nails is more likely to get celebrated, more likely to get acknowledged than one of us sitting up here. Right. You like women and society is more likely to put them on a pedestal. Like, yes, they're doing great work in the community because it's something that they can say, oh, that's what gay is, and then two, it's a circus shit show for them. They can laugh and they can be entertained by it, but somebody that looks like us is almost like, well, wait, these people exist amongst us. You know what I mean? Like, no, and that's
a little bit harder to detect. You know, those things like that.
I think
like
for
it's
me
not the stereotypical gay dude.
I think for me that also has to do with lack of culture amongst people. I was in the military, so and when I first joined, it was the whole don't ask, don't tell. So I was able to become friends with people that were trying to quote unquote blend in, that would disclose to me because we were friends, oh, I'm gay or I'm lesbian. So I know that gay people or LGBTQ doesn't look a particular way. But I think that's due to a lot of people having lack of culture. They just, they're in their little box, in their little town, and they haven't really experienced it.
Yeah, it's the visibility too, though, because everybody be watching the same stuff on TV. It's just what they choose to put on TV and what they choose to do.
The representation part of it.
It's what we expose.
I mean, it's the same thing with the stigma of the angry black woman. Like a lot of times, people, that's all they know. All they know is the angry, loud black.
Media's all they know is media. Shit like that.
Then even when
I was like, what the heck, Armon? I was just asking a question.
Guy says turned up.
It was not coming from a malicious place at all.
It's funny how that could happen because it definitely came off like.
I like the conversation that's being had. I like to learn, so that's why I'm here. So
And I appreciate you for being a trooper coming up here. Okay, so listen, we are good.
My face, but I'm driving, so don't drag me in the comments. Why she ain't showing her face? I'm driving, and I was actually in the chat while I was in the grocery store. So, yeah, okay, y'all have a good Sunday.
You too. All right,
Thank you. I see them as people who are open to learning things and hearing things, and yeah, they might hear something triggering, but they'll digest it and do whatever with it, take it with a grain of salt. So the people who are watching right now, I feel like they're not necessarily the people we're talking about, you know, all the time.
I mean, a lot of people that are triggered have a tendency to kind of just defend themselves or kind of like, oh, I'm gonna shut that off. So if you're able to be triggered by something and accept it and kind of listen to the perspective of somebody outside yourself, that does take a special kind of person. You have to be willing to listen. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there is that openness to learn. Right, exactly, yeah.
All right, guys, so we are done. We have wrapped. We are on our second hour, and I think that this was another successful week. So let's clap it up for that. Yeah, I like that. Shout out to Joseph for coming through with us.
Yes,
and you're always welcome to come back.
Thanks for having me.
And you talked really, really good. Like, see, I knew I have a thing for this. I can see the talent.
Great, because I was like hoping. I was like, you know, because like y'all, you know, I've watched y'all, so I feel like y'all have a good rapport and stuff. So I was just like, I hope I fit in and don't fucking.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I'm probably gonna be dragged because I didn't think about it, but you are caramel to light, so I'm probably gonna be dragged. You know, I'm the resident colorist.
When I was watching that chat show I was having, that was about Danny Lay, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Poor girl. But however, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm from Texas, so I've always been a black boy. Like,
wait,
Texas,
what part of Texas are you from?
I'm from Houston, Texas. So
okay, I'm from San Antonio. So okay, close cousin. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
we close.
I never been considered light skinned in Texas. I was considered just like a brown person.
Right.
I'm black, but when I move around, I'm in New York, I'm here, people, you know what I'm saying? Then they want to start putting other races and ethnicities on me, talking to me in Spanish and shit. And I'm just like, babe, I never been that. I never experienced like people thinking I was light skinned. So I'm just like, when I get that, I'll be like, damn. But then I'm like, maybe I shouldn't feel bad because it's like, we're all black. There's no need to feel bad about your skin color, guys. But I'm brown and I'm red. That's it.
See, and that's the same way that I take it too. I think it may be a Texas thing. You know what I'm saying? Because when I go to other places, I see myself as being paper bag brown. I know that sounds horrible, but it is what it is. So when you go to different places and they try to categorize you, it's like, wait, you know what I'm saying? So it may be a Texas thing.
Very confusing. Very confusing.
Well,
like when I lived in New York, people would
Stop.
No, I'm not, bro. Like, if you
both of you motherfuckers are. But I'll tell you this. But Joseph, no. But honestly, I've watched your stories, and I'm like, no, this is a nigga. Like, you have a black family. You come from black people. I can tell from the way that you talk. Where you they niggas over where you from for sure.
Nigga.
They are. So I get it. But, no, so he black like us, but still you get to California.
I got it.
You're medium, you're light. You and Sean are not dark.
I have privilege.
Okay,
I ain't gonna lie.
So you guys are gonna stop that. Sean, you talk. I can't believe you just sit here. I'm not black. I'm brown paper bag. What the fuck is that?
But I've been saying that. I told you guys it was the way I was raised.
But you light.
My great grandma used to literally call me a nigger and say I was dark skinned too when I was a kid. So I used to really get into it. Like before I started school, I thought I was like a black ass nigga. I'm just like,
my grandma is
nigga.
My grandma is fair skinned Hispanic. So looking at her and looking at me like I'm black. You know what I'm saying? I'm the blackest of black. So in my head, that's what I'm thinking. So you got me. You get it.
Okay, but listen, Joseph, where can we watch, or when are you going to do a comedy show? Like, are you going to do something virtually? Like, what's the tea? Like, because you are key too.
So I'm definitely doing stand-up shows. There's a group. If you follow me at Isaiah Joseph, I'll spell it out. ISA. Okay, IAH.
I'm already following
Joseph. JOSEPH. All right, that's my Instagram name. Then my YouTube is Isaiah Joseph TV. So I'm sure y'all know how to use YouTube and just put that at the end of the motherfucking sentence when you type in youtube.com. Isaiah Joseph TV. All right, so I'm gonna have a stand-up show soon. I'm in a group called Stand Ups for a Cause, and we like team up with different nonprofits, and we sort of just like raise money for them, and we have a show. So I'll be sure to like share the link on my Instagram and my YouTube account. So just check your boy out. You know, I'm a comedian. I'm out here trying to make niggas laugh. So go comment and put a laughing, crying emoji on all my shit, so people could just come by and think I'm funny. So it could be a thing.
Yeah, you did something funny and unfollowed us all. Why did everybody get an unfollow?
So the thing about the unfollow was, so
very
I was
Nicki
really
Minaj.
judging my followers. I was judging actually Miss the Queen did it after me. So she was giving my vibe. But so basically I unfollow everybody because like when I look at my followers, the most people who are actually commenting and liking, I'm not even following them. So I'm like, why the fuck am I fucking up my algorithm with people that I know in person? It's like, if you're not going to interact with my Instagram, babe, goodbye. And I felt bad. I actually thought about that because I was like, damn, I just followed like Armon page. That was funny, this, that. But I'm like, I can't unfollow some people and then leave some people. I don't have time. So everyone's getting unfollowed. Goodbye. So if somebody asks, it'll be like, babe, you're not alone. Okay? It's in the whole group of people that got unfollowed with you. Okay? It's not about you. We can still be friends. We don't have, this is Instagram now, but I just wanted my Instagram to be like more my career and my art follows no one. So
right. But I like it. That's good. That's good. Okay, so anybody else want to go? Jalan, Sean?
No, just follow me on Instagram at Jalan.
Yes. And you can follow me on @Sean Christopher, just like the name, you know what I'm saying? Easy to read.
Yes, and definitely if you want to support an independent adult worker, you know, definitely look for me, Miles Spears. You can find my links, just search me up, Miles_Spears on all social media and, you know, YouTube, OnlyFans, all that.
If Sean is brown, I'm brown, okay? Barry White.
See, you know, we're about the same color. You know, you got more lighting than I do, but we're probably the same.
Exactly, it's the lighting.
Look, see,
we all about the same color.
That's what I've been trying to explain to folks.
Yeah.
I forgot to say. He said,
I need a black ass motherfucker over here too.
I forgot to just congratulate Miles for being the only cast member on his reality show with some sense, because I watch all the little gay reality shows, and literally Miles is like the first character I've seen who literally is not causing any drama, not fighting people. And I'm not against fighting and stuff like that, but I'm just saying, it's like, y'all be fighting all the time. It's just sometimes, why do y'all get on TV and want to fight? Like, I don't get that. But Miles, shout out to you. Okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm so glad to be able to meet you and talk to you. Thank you.
Yeah, this was a great show. But don't hang up yet, Joseph. So yeah, guys, this was great. I will see you guys in like an hour or two because we got to talk about the Wendy Williams show. So I'm going to do a review on that. You guys know where to find me. Follow me all across your social medias at the Armon Wiggins Show. And yes, the Boys Chat is every Sunday. You never know who's going to stop by. We want to thank Joseph again for stopping by. Make sure you guys support everybody here on the panel. And we had a great time. And shout out to everybody who called in and, you know, came on here. We love you all. And thanks for making this a great show. And until next time, I want you to keep that same energy. And I will see you. Well, we will see you soon. All right. Bye.